What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Uncut and After Show. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Speaking of Patreon, I'm going to do a quick shout out to all of you who do support me on Patreon, so a massive shout out of appreciation to Abraham Mohammed, Adam, Adrian Quintana, Alistair Main, Billy Highvolt, Blue Ridge Rider, Brooke Stone Cipher, I think that's a new one, Burn Flat Till My Stomach Is As Flat As The Earth, Chow Young Cat, Dank, Dave Rakia Gafford, David Wayne Foster, Edwin Johnson, Erwin Jennisons, Felix Hung, Fireball X, God Rockin, Henrik86, Jeronism, Kirsten Smith, Liam Nedrick, Life is Short, Matt, Missouri Bear, Nathan Thompson, Nye Bye, Guitar Craig, Renee, Rob H, Sally Ballis, Silver Umbrella, Skeptic936, Texas Mike, The Real Gabster, Tina Baker, Tom Herkins, and Windrider. So a massive shout out of appreciation to all of you for supporting me on Patreon. Now we are joined by a few people in both Discord and G+, so I'll raise the mics on them and you can enjoy their dulcet tones while I set up for the first live show.
Do you think people are getting more divided as time goes by?
On so many fronts, it's hard to tell you. But yes, it could be flat Earth, it could be politics, it could be all kinds of issues. People are divided all the time.
And there's like more things in being introduced.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, if I see a car accident, I stop all the time to help. I don't care who they are, what they believe in. I'm just going to help my fellow man.
Yeah, I hear you.
Not everybody's that way, though.
Yeah, it's kind of odd. Okay, Discord is working. I heard myself. I said it's kind of odd that like we don't look at it that way. So because we don't look at it that way, we're like, how can somebody not look at it that way? That kind of situation.
I remember the first time I was faced with racism. Someone in school when I was very young, making fun of a different race. And I said, why are you doing that? God made him too. I never see a difference. See, I don't see a difference. I just see variety.
Yeah.
You know,
It's still surprising to see that actually exists still. I guess because like I was raised, I guess because my generation was raised to be like, okay, well, I don't know, but I never really thought about it. Like, I never really understood it in a sense. And then sometimes you see it, like like once in a while you do see it, and it's like, oh wow, that was. I don't even know what to say in those situations. I actually don't say anything. I just keep to myself and keep quiet.
Well, it depends if you have a relationship with them. You could say something. If it's a total stranger,
Yeah, like
you're inviting a fight.
yeah, like I'm saying, like a regular coworker, and you work with him for like a year or two, and then all of a sudden, it doesn't even slip out. He says it like it's nothing, and it's like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know people who were racist up until the time a member of their political party won, and happened to be of the race they were racist against. Now they love this person. What's going on there? How come ideology debunked racism, but prior to that, racism debunked everything?
I guess I was like, I tuned out when you said the first part.
I said, I know a person, and I know of people actually, more than one, that have made racist comments. And then the member of their political party who's of that color becomes president. Now they're no longer racist because they love that. So what happened to their racism?
Any chance you can do a quick sound check in Discord, Righteous?
Hold on.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
That Black Swan fallacy speaking?
No, this Red Man.
Perfect. It doesn't matter who. Thank you, Redman. Yeah, we hear you. Are we nice and clear?
Yes, you're good. No problem.
Excellent.
Hey, Redman.
What's up, Ted?
It's very cold this morning. It says 24 degrees. Can't wait for the sun to come up, see all the frost.
I'm at work right now. I'm on fire. I'm moving too much.
So, you got all the Discord issues sorted out, Nathan?
I think so. I had to set up like a little widget to get OBS to recognise all of the different people that are in the app, rather than just screen capturing it from that particular window. So now I've got whoever's in the live stream is now presented on screen with as much space as I've got. So I've now limited the live stream to 12 people so that I can fit them all on screen, and during the live show I can see them all, more importantly than anything else. And then
So you're not...
Go on.
I was saying you don't have the app dragged on screen now? You
No,
have
they are.
some
So
other app?
For the audience, they can see the people who are in the live stream.
Okay, you can shrink the icons of the Discord app. You know that, right?
Yeah, in the little... I can't remember what it's called.
Appearance setting, and then it says zoom level.
No, there's a separate website that gives you like a little string of code to stick into OBS to tell OBS what size you want the icons to be, how big you want the text to be. So what I've done is I've put quite small icons for the live show, and then limited. I've reduced the numbers by 3 because it was 15, now it's 12, and the after show can have as many as it wants within reason. I mean, I think it's probably big enough already, but when it's shown on the after show, when it's actually shown to the audience, I've limited it to only people who are talking and then made the icons a bit bigger. So in other words, rather than seeing 60 people, which you can't fit on screen, I'll only have the person who's actually talking displayed, so no one else will be displayed in the after show, except for the person who's talking. It'll make sense when you see it back. Took me ages.
Okay.
Took quite a
Well, I'm
while
not going to
figure
see it
out.
right away because I'm going to step out for a bit soon. That's why I wanted to make sure you got everything sorted out.
No, I'm good. Is 10th man still here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jolly good. Yeah, it's all working. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, you could still probably go back to the browser once they figure out that bug they got.
I probably won't, though.
Okay.
I'm just lazy. Once I've, because I spent, I don't know, a couple of hours yesterday trying to figure out how to get it all to work. The widget would only allow one room from Discord at a time. So, in other words, once everyone gets kicked to the after show, all of my icons vanish. So I had to do it twice and then overlay it in such a way that they don't interfere with each other and they only appear if I'm in the room, things like that. It just took a while to figure out.
The reason you don't like the app is because of the bar on the left, right?
The thing I do like about the app, and it was always the case, it was the reason I tried it in the first instance, is everyone's volume starts at 100%, and you can go up. Whereas on the web version, you can't. It's 100% maximum.
Correct. But what's
Then-
the reason you don't like having the app on screen? Is because the left bar on the left, right?
Left bar, what?
It's like, you know where it says live stream and all icons? Well, to the left of that, there's another bar that shows the Discord rooms.
Yes. So
Is that
yesterday, I didn't want to just shove it on screen because I just screen capture to the bit that the audience can see right now as we're talking. It's just 1/4 of my screen, and that I could just slide something in front of it. So if I want to slide Skype in front of it because someone's shared something in Master B, I just literally drag it across on my screen and it's there. I don't have to press any buttons. It's just manual. I like it that way. It's just quicker. It doesn't look as nice, but it's quicker. And when you're in debate, you just want to be able to quickly access and put stuff on screen. So that's how I've done it for that reason. It's not the best way for various other reasons, but I don't want to get into that. The point being that now that that's working, I can actually just slide across the app version. But like you say, you'd see all the other different rooms on the left-hand side. It just looks a mess.
Well, if you shrink them, it doesn't look as bad. If you shrink like the whole thing.
That's what I used to do, but like I say, I'd just screen capture it, so I can just tell OBS, only take this section, and it always does. And that's what I was doing, so it only showed them. But now it's just transparent, and all the names are clear enough, I suppose. I'll put them in very big font.
Well, you know what you're doing. You know how to figure all this stuff out, it seems.
Well, as soon as I knew that it could be done, Adam told me yesterday that it could be done and gave me a vague idea of how to do it. And I thought, well, I don't actually need to trouble Adam to do this. I can just figure it out myself. So rather than pestering him, I thought I'll just do it. He gave me enough information when he told me it could be done for me to know roughly what lines to start looking along and figuring it out for myself. So I've still got to give props to Adam because without the information he gave me yesterday, I still wouldn't have been able to figure it out.
Yeah. I also seen you in Discord yesterday. I figured you were testing out something new.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. So the reason you saw me going back and forth between the after show room and the live stream room was because I was just doing that. I was trying to figure out why both of them were on screen. So I was when you were in the after show and I was in the live show, you would be showing underneath everyone else. And it looked a mess because, like I say, I had to put two completely separate rooms in to OBS at once so that when everyone gets kicked across, I don't have to do anything. They just appear automatically on screen for the audience when they're talking. So, yeah, that was what I was faffing with yesterday.
Anyways, I'm about to take off. Sorry for derailing everything to boring shop talk.
No, I love it.
You love it?
All right, buddy.
I don't think the audience does. I don't always enjoy it myself, so it could be some that don't.
It's the pre-show. I don't
Apologize
mind.
to those people.
Talking about mics and Discord servers and OBS, that's part of the pre-show. You know, we're setting up to make sure it works. Yeah, I'd like it, ideally, if it was just a great conversation, but I know you've got to get on, Righteous, so I'll let you go.
Yeah, I got you. You made a good point. That's right.
You're righteous.
Yeah, see you guys.
See you in a bit. Means I've got to now actually monitor Discord and unmute people as they join.
So I'm glad you got it all working out.
It seems to be the case. I think I've got it figured out. I mean, today will be a bit of a test run. Make sure it's all okay. Seems fine so far.
Good. Well, it seems like more people are coming in and learning about the Black Swan, and the controversy actually helped it.
I watched Spurs Chemo I don't know where it was from. I don't know any of the information, but it was a debate about the Black Swan at the beginning of his stream, or beginning of his premiere, and it was quite amusing to hear them flap and flounder around this. They don't have any argument. They'll try and put one together, but it's not a very good argument. It's all contradictory. So you'll hear them talking about how they get their R value from the geometric horizon whilst they're defending the black swan. It's like, well, this doesn't have a geometric horizon. So your whole maths falls apart. Not that that was said, but that was what I was thinking while they were arguing. I'm like, well, there's still no get out. None of them have come up with a reasonable explanation. And they can't. They won't. It's just geometry breaking.
Well, they're gonna realize when they're asked. So in the past, and probably in the near future, because we don't see you changing your arguments as false as they are to begin with. What are you going to say the boats are disappearing over? What's hiding the bottom of the boats?
Well, they're just going to claim they're now going to figure out a way of shoehorning in a perspective omitting geometric calculator into what we see and somehow convince the audience where they overlap, even though we only ever see one horizon. So they need two horizons to make this work, and that is a contradiction in terms. So they're screwed 6 ways from Sunday. They have no escape with this. None.
That was a couple of words that I heard for the first time, but covered before, but you just summarized it well. Perspective omitting.
Well, perspective omitting was actually altered by QE some time ago, thanks to Ranty showing the wind turbines falling perfectly in line with perspective. And then the terminology changed from perspective omitting, which was where we got to with the Isle of Man discussion and Sleeping Warrior. So he's saying, well, you should be engineering in the perspective differences that you get when angular size reduces. Well, that was then, as I say, perspective omission. But then we quickly realised that it wasn't perspective omission, it's perspective hijacking. So the begging the question, proof of nothing, perspective hijacking calculator got its name from the fact that their geometric calculator doesn't just exclude perspective, it's taken the effects of perspective and called them earth curvature. So when these guys are saying, well, we take the optical effects and base our geometry on that, it's like, well, yeah, that's the antithesis, not the antithesis, that's the essence of the argument. You have taken an optical effect and called it a geometric earth sphere. Now, they're disclosing that left and right at the moment, but they can't engineer in to a geometry calculator the effects of perspective. It's a geometry calculator. They're just telling us that we have geometry. Well, now we've taken that away from them, so they're saying, no, it's having to be optical. I can't wait for someone to say it to me. Oh, right, so you're going to engineer in Fleur perspective, are you? I thought that was just an excuse for the geometry not working.
No, but they've always been saying it.
Oh, no, they have not. They might say they've been saying it, but they haven't. They've got a geometry calculator. It's as simple as that. They know it. We know it. They can talk their way around it all they like here in the trenches. The geometry's broken. It can't go back to pieces. It can't go back together again. You can't glue a geometric calculator that's essentially taken the effects of perspective and turned horizons into earth curve edges. Well, when you've done that, you can't suddenly say, well, also, we have this not actual location that we're going to have crossover with our geometry that we've taken and extracted from that optical location to begin with, according to them. Well, taking optical locations, turning them into perspective omitting geometry, it doesn't back engineer. You can't just work one back into the other and just claim, oh yeah, of course, I've got the optics in it. No, you haven't. It's a geometric calculation. Of course you haven't. It's not an optical calculator. It's a geometric one. That's your Earth curve model.
That's why I love asking them when they claim refraction. I ask them, okay, what's the angle of refraction on the black swan? No one can answer me.
They're working off their tangent to the bulge. That's how their geometry works. Everything they bend back around the geometry with optics, with their begging the question utilization of the geometric R value, they're going to take that and say something's been brought back from beyond this geometric obstruction. That's how they argue the geometry. Well, you can't suddenly alter the geometry and say, well, the obstruction it's being brought back from is also being loomed. It's just preposterous. You can't loom the horizon above the horizon. It's a non sequitur fallacy.
Yeah, so it's optical then, it's not geometric.
thought it was quite funny.
Yeah,
yesterday.
there's no way.
Go on. Go on.
No, I said there's no way around it because of all the past arguments and the dead bodies left over. So it's like, wait a minute, you just changed everything because of the Black Swan argument.
Yeah, I'm even thinking of changing my name to Flat Swan.
Really? Well, in their world, they have a sensible horizon, a visible horizon, and a geographical horizon. And it's been all the time the geographical horizon is the Earth curve. And that's what's been hiding the bottom of boats as they get further out because they're going over the curve. And now the picture of the Black Swan is of the geographical horizon. It's further than it should be. We're not talking about your visible horizon or your sensible horizon, are we now?
Just the horizon.
Exactly. But they came up with these three different horizons, Nathan, because of the celestial sphere, which they say is imaginary. So they have a celestial sphere surrounding the Earth sphere. They attach all the stars to it. Then they make up all these different horizons, the sensible horizon, the visible horizon, and the geographical horizon. And we're saying, fine, you can have the other two, play your little game with imaginary sphere around the Earth with all the stars on it. But we're talking about the geographical horizon, the one on Earth,
The one necessitated by the claim it's a sphere. That's the one we're talking about. The one they don't have and must have if they're on a sphere.
Exactly.
But don't they claim there's two horizons?
No,
Yeah,
there's more.
Violation
There's
of
a
the
lot
law
more.
of non-contradiction. There are no
No,
two
but
horizon circumstances. There is only one position where the sky appears to meet the ground. So you can't have two. It violates the law of non-contradiction.
That's why I stated, Flatzoid, that they say the celestial sphere, the one that they make up, the one that they say has no way of measuring, it just goes on infinity, and it's imaginary, but it helps us understand why we can use it for celestial navigation, because you can have the star have a geographical position on the Earth when it's zenith, if you're standing right under it. So they're already telling you that it's an imaginary celestial sphere that comes with two imaginary horizons, the sensible and the visible. But the geographic horizon cannot, and that's their third, and that's what we're talking about.
You want to hear a funny thing that the Glober asked me today?
Yeah.
This is his quote. I'm just going to quickly find it. Okay, how come we see buildings past the horizon in reality then? He asked that, ne? He's a Glober.
Say that again.
Well, due to the easy answer, because the Earth's not a sphere, we don't have a geometric horizon.
But you understand what he's asking me? How do we see buildings past the horizon in reality?
That's the last part is the funny part.
And he doesn't understand it.
Because it's reality. Because you can see it. Because it's flat. He's so brainwashed that having a flat Earth and seeing things with your eyes is not reality. That's how brainwashed he is.
Yeah, they're asking you to justify the reality you see in a picture because it doesn't meet the standards of their model, reification. So they get you to justify why reality is the way it is. And you're like, that's the way it is. It's just not your model.
That's the point. Where's everybody today?
In reality or now?
In the Matrix.
Well, in 8 minutes, they'll all be here. How's that?
Discord working today.
Yep.
As soon as I said hello yesterday, then all of a sudden my phone conked out. I couldn't get on till like what time last night? That's why I missed the show.
You're what, run out of battery or what?
I don't know. Phone's just giving problems. I'm using my old phone.
Oh, yeah. I thought you went and got a new one.
Not yet. First paying school fees.
So Earth-shaped investigator is now Swan-shape investigator.
Oh. The effect is having new names.
Yep, my Discord name is Flat Swan.
Yeah, this argument is on the top, number one, with gas pressure container. Second, amazing.
Yeah, but it's awesome just hammering this in their faces the whole time because they're just scurrying the whole time. They got nothing, no rebuttal to it. No matter what they try, they're contradicting themselves.
That's why it's the best. It is. They were saying that the leading edge of this sphere was covering the boats bottom up. That's what they were saying. Now they're not saying that anymore.
Yeah, now it's just optical.
Wow. So if it's optical and you have a day where the optics only let you see 1 mile and the next
stop,
day it's really
stop,
clear.
Stop. No. If it's optical, then it's not geometric. End of argument.
Yes.
If they say everything is optical, everything we see is optical, really? Well, why is your calculator geometric then?
Just because. Refraction, okay?
3959. That's why
It doesn't apply to the geometry. Their sphere geometry is fixed, exclusive of anything optical. The maths that they show us side on doesn't represent what we see. We don't see the side of our own heads. Their mathematics is not optical. Now they might claim a utilisation of the geometrics, i.e. the R value at a certain rate when side on, in orthographic view, but it's still very much a geometric calculation. So they need a geometric horizon, something we've taken away from them. Ergo, their calculator fails. Their model fails. Earth is not a sphere.
Well, you took away the calculator, Nathan.
Yeah, as soon as they say it's optical, alright, well then we can throw your geometric calculator away then. We don't live on a Earth with geometry. Your spherical R that you assume is pointless, because you no longer have a geometric horizon as you must have in your Earth curve calculations. Ergo, your Earth curve calculations, which you're now claiming we only deal with perspective and optics, coincidentally what we've been arguing for the last 2 straight years, that's not included in a geometric calculation. So we can chuck out your geometry.
Nathan,
Happy days. Yeah, you've been saying that since the debate began. We don't need Earth sphere geometry to tell us where we live.
but Nathan, you just threw away my 7/6R.
I've thrown away the lot. We already got rid of the medium this ball was sat in. Now we've got rid of the fact that it's claimed to be a ball. So we don't have a medium of a vacuum. We don't have a ball. Everything about the heliocentric religion is dead. Claimed geometry is wrong, and the claimed medium is a violation of natural law. It's game over.
Yes, it is. Hey, chocolate.
Hey, chocolate.
Good morning, guys. How you
Good
guys
morning.
doing today?
Well, we're just reminiscing on what the Black Swan did. It took away their medium of space and their ball, their 7/6R, and everything that goes with it.
Why are you reminiscing? It's still happening.
Well, it's such a, we're reminiscing on how they're scrambling, actually.
We're going over some of the
recover from this.
rebuttals. Well, we only take into account what we see. Everything we see is, not actual. Everything's apparent. It's all optical. And we're saying, well, given that you've got a geometric calculator, shouldn't that be the antithesis of what you argue about? Shouldn't it be all about the geometry like it was 6 months ago before the Black Swan came along? Oh, right. No, it's just optical, is it? Oh, right. So you're going to start accepting that rather than ridiculing the fact that we have perspective in reality, calling it flurfspective and claiming it's an excuse for the geometry you claimed we had. Now you're relinquishing the geometry and saying it's optical. So we don't have geometry, we do have optics. So essentially our argument then, well, thank you very much. Welcome to Flat Earth. No, you're right, we don't have geometry. No, the horizon's not the leading edge of a sphere. Yes, it is indeed all optical. That's right, you've just taken perspective and called it geometry, haven't you now? And we don't have geometry. The horizon's not your edge of your sphere.
Beautiful thing.
The thing is, whenever they have this argument, they're always going to have some point, if they're reasonably au fait with the sphere argument, where they refer to the geometry for the new position of the horizon. So they take the geometric horizon and say, well, today the geometric horizon is... It's like, well, no, that makes it no longer a geometric horizon to make this calculation from. So why are you still utilising a geometric horizon in the model that you don't actually have and just claiming it's somewhere else? It's no longer geometric, therefore no longer your model. We're not living on a sphere. Maybe they'll recognise that themselves as time goes on, and their own arguments, they start to realise that the ridicule they gave us for the actual reality we face, the perspective we deal with, wasn't warranted. And the geometry they're using and now denying and saying we don't have to utilise when we look at a horizon, a position that is apparent, then they'll realise that they don't need geometry at all, and the Earth sphere geometry was all a lie all along, exactly as we've been saying.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, then smash that join button. If you'd like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcomed back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show on Facebook and Twitter. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by 10th Man, Chocolate Sane, Flatzoid, and I think that's pretty much it. Just a whole bunch of people in Discord as well, so welcome one and all.
Good morning.
Hello, you enthusiastic lot. Hello, Flatzoid. Hello, 10th Man. Hello, Nathan. Really good to be here. So excited. Black Swan. Woo. No? Clearly not. So over the last couple of weeks, about a week and a half, we've been covering all of the housekeeping questions, and I think we're pretty much done with the housekeeping questions, with the exception of the overall presupposition that sphere Earth is based upon, which is the radius value. So I'll ask the question first of all, any evidence of the R value, Earth radius?
Not a measured one. Nope.
So the presupposition of the R is something that you will find during debate they utilise and insert into their claimed measurements all over the place. Now in the case of the Black Swan, they're currently arguing that we have this position, singular, of the horizon that is actually a refracted version of a geometric horizon that we don't have. Obviously, the horizon we observe, if we're on a sphere, would be geometric and is claimed to be by the geometric curve calculator mathematics of a sphere Earth. Hey, Arwin.
Hello.
So it's merely a fundamentalist religious zealot's presupposition that is inserted and pulls the wool over eyes of some newbie flat earthers. Obviously, the majority of us who watch this show will appreciate that the begging the question R value is simply the way of asserting we have a sphere Earth at the beginning of any premise that they claim to be proving when they assume that premise. That's it. Begging the question R value.
So since it's geometric, it would have to be measurable.
Yeah, well, that's what they claim to be giving us when they're giving us obstructions of the geometric horizon and what's blocked by the back of it and how much it curves when you go up in altitude or doesn't curve, depending on who you ask.
So when the measurements don't match the geometry, then what?
Then the horizon's no longer a geometric physical leading edge of a sphere blocking boats in the horizon. It may appear that way on certain days, but if it's a physical geometric obstruction, it can be only a certain distance, governed by the geometry. As soon as you demonstrate it beyond that distance, it's no longer a geometric horizon, and won't go back to being one simply because you can say, oh, it kind of looks like one today. Well, no, it isn't. We don't have a geometric horizon. We don't have a sphere edge for a horizon, as much as they would like it and require it to be so. But that whole sphere edge is based on the R value. That's their geometry.
So that would mean all their maths is based on assumption and proven falsible.
Yeah, all the maths is based on assumptions. That's it. So that's the summary of each of the housekeeping questions. Tomorrow we'll go back to just asking the full list. See how we get on. Did anyone else catch Spurs' premiere this morning?
What?
Spurs published a premiere. He shared it with me on Skype, and I just happened to click on it and noticed that it was going out there and then, so there was a few people in the chat. But it's just nice listening to their side trying, flapping, when it comes to this Black Swan argument. None of them have got a rebuttal.
But Spurs chemo? What do
Yeah,
you mean
Spurs
he's
chemo.
against it?
Yeah.
What? Why?
What do
That
you mean,
makes
why?
no sense.
Well, he's just well behind the Black Swan argument. He's got all of the screenshots of the Modus Toland's argument going by, along with the images and the explanation for the proof. So, Spurs gets it. He's putting it on screen.
Oh, okay. I thought he was against it.
Not
But
at all.
you said that.
Far from it. No.
Oh, okay, I thought
He's not
so. Like,
nuts.
what?
He might be a bit out there, but he's not that crazy.
All right.
I mean, what's not to like? Seriously. Their rebuttals back our argument. Oh, well, it's not geometric, this horizon. It's optical. All right. So we win. Oh, it's not that horizon that we're looking at. The horizon that's geometric's loomed above the horizon. So not a geometric one, then.
I would have expected they brought some other type of argument to get all metaphorical, that you'd compare it, that they originally claim, yeah, all swans are white, and then we show the black swan, and then they say, yeah, but black's not actually a color. So we win anyway.
Well, they utilise the Black Swan fallacy in defence, which is absolutely great. Well, yeah, On that particular day, we had enough refraction to loom the horizon above the horizon. So contradictions and doublespeak in one big sentence. And then they go on to say, but tomorrow it'll look like a geometric one again. And you go, yeah, you don't understand the black swan fallacy. As soon as you have evidence that disproves your assertion, you can't just ignore that evidence. That's the black swan fallacy. And that's essentially what they're all guilty of now, because they want to ignore the fact that the horizon demonstrated in the black swan image proves beyond any doubt that we don't have a geometric horizon, as conceded by them all the time. Well, that's the end of their argument, because they require one in their model. Shout out to Awakened Narrative, who says, pseudoscience and presuppositions. Right on. Thanks for the super chat.
It's almost like the black swan was always there. We just didn't recognize it was a swan because we were so used to all swans being white. We thought it was some kind of odd goose or something.
No, we just didn't
But it was always
recognise that
there.
while there was black swans on the
Being
battlefield.
metaphorical.
While there was black swans on the battlefield, we didn't recognise that essentially their model required those black swans not to exist at all. They can't exist. Now that we saw them and people were putting them out there, we just didn't appreciate that by having them at all completely destroys their model permanently. You just have to highlight that fact to them. Now they're all going around saying, well, yeah, well, okay, the horizon was not actual that day, but tomorrow it'll be geometric again. Now, they're not saying it in those exact words, I'm paraphrasing, but that's essentially what they're arguing. It's what they must argue, because it's indefensible. They can't claim a horizon in the wrong position, way beyond where it's supposed to geometrically be, is a geometric horizon. It can't be. Well, that's our argument, the beginning, middle, and end of it. So them defending their non-geometric position is a farce. They can't. There is just no defence to that. That's the end of the argument.
Or they have to completely rearrange their model.
What? Change R? No, it's been back-engineered from the movement of the celestial bodies. So what are you going to do? Reverse engineer it and then change the equator? And say, no, well, it wasn't actually the midpoint. Well, you can't do that, Arwin. Nothing else works.
Yeah, they have to change the entire model. It's actually the wobbly Earth. Come on.
Aristophanes was wrong, okay?
You can't change R. It's set in stone. And
maybe it's the flip of how we looked at it, right? So this whole time we've been talking about, certain objects like buildings and boats and how far those things are away. But do we ever actually look at the horizon itself and say, hey, why is that supposedly geometric horizon where it is? Because that's basically the question that has turned this whole thing around. Like, why is that horizon where it is when there's no possibility that it should be there? So I think that's what's the main difference in this argument, and that's what's turned it around, because they cannot answer why that horizon is further than 9 miles away on a ball with a radius of 39 to 59 miles. It's impossible.
When they do answer, they answer with our whole argument. Well, it's not the geometric horizon. It's loomed above itself and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, you appreciate that you've got a geometric model, that the Earth curve of obstruction is the essence of your argument, that you're relinquishing the geometry that you need. All right, jolly good. Welcome to Flat Earth.
Yeah, I want to give a big up to 24/7 Flat Earth Discord 2.0. Those guys over there, they get it. They get it, and they're on top of it. They're keeping these dudes on the horizon. They're focused, and it's awesome because it's kind of been like slow over there just because there's no response to this. And the ones that have, the Globers that have showed up there, they do nothing but struggle. This is hard for them. And, I understand, guys. Maybe you should share your pain because, yeah, this is bad for you.
Yeah, one dude on the Spurs Chemo stream today was like, wanted to segue away from the Black Swan, obviously, but he wanted to talk about what Polaris did. And he starts explaining about how the geometry of Earth's getting in the way. And you're like, hello? We've just segued away from something that breaks your geometry. So now you're going to claim that the Earth curve edge is blocking Polaris as you move around your presupposed sphere. No. The geometry has been raped. It's now left dying in a pool of its own blood. So, no, you don't have a geometric sphere Earth edge doing things to the stars. We've debunked it. Now, while you might want to go backtracking to 2016 arguments, we're going to keep you well and truly here. Because your geometry requires an Earth curve edge that's blocking things in the distance. Doesn't matter if it's stars, doesn't matter if it's the sun, doesn't matter if it's this lighthouse on screen now. That little line that we see going from left to right is claimed to be an Earth curve edge, and we've taken that away from you now, haven't we? You're all telling us how it's not geometric. And justifying why it's not geometric when it must be if we live on a sphere. So you're all screwed. Permanently. I'm not going to go back to you saying, oh, well, what about this star going behind Earth curve edge? Because of our geometry. You don't have that anymore. So, flap, flap, flap. That's all you can do. No going back to old Earth curve edge arguments are going to save you either. Because me, personally, although it didn't happen on that particular stream, I'm going to point out that segueing away from the fact we've broken your geometry and debunked the horizon as a physical edge of a sphere, you're never going to have any of those old arguments again, because they all necessitate geometry, don't they now?
Sounded a lot like the arguments they had with Coriolis.
So, shout out to Alexander, who says, Ballers, welcome to Flat Earth. Don't be afraid. It does not hurt. I give you the super chat, Alexander.
Well, it only hurts at first. It's like virginity, you know?
Whatever. Never hurt
Sorry.
me.
What was hurting you now?
That would never hurt me.
Let's not have this discussion. This is definitely not family viewing.
What?
Says the guy who just made a metaphor of the globe Earth dying in its own blood.
Right. Well, I was only comparing it to virginity, because it kind of does hurt at the beginning, you know, when it really sinks in. When you snap out of the dream and get all the consequences.
Next time on Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, can we have less talk of virginity sinking in and snapping? And yeah, these aren't good words.
What?
Less talk means don't talk, but you keep talking. That's what it means.
Yes, it's very painful at first for those of you who have braced against it. It's going to be a transitional period. It's not going to be cognitively painful, but I assure you, the end of the tunnel is far nicer than the beginning. Me, I didn't have that tunnel. It was never stressful for me. I went, wow, the Earth's flat. What a world of possibility we live in. So many questions. It's like being 5 again. How amazing. Whereas to others, it's like, oh no! Quick, find me a power that should not be to give me answers and justify the deceit. Yeah.
I was just happy to see I wasn't insane.
Yeah, but a lot of them will still feel like they're going insane because their world's changed around them. It's just their mental processing that's changed. And they'll suddenly be concerning themselves with, well, like an Orthodox, worried that the Masons are going to come round to his house and chop his head off. They'll be worried about all sorts of nonsense. You know, it sounds like a lot of fundies are going to turn into complete conspiratards when they go through this transition. Now, don't get me wrong, I've seen plenty of other flat earthers who went through the same exact process. They suddenly became complete tards, worried about all sorts of conspiracy nonsense that really doesn't affect them. They have no justifiable proof or evidence to back their bullshit, but they'll believe in it anyway because suddenly they've opened their eyes to a lie that they've been told. That lie being Earth doesn't have a geometric Earth curve edge, by the way.
I'm going to make a prediction, Nathan, that the first society that will come and back the Black Swan will be the Audubon Society.
What?
Audubon Society. The Birdwatching Society will come and back us because the ballers are going to attack.
Oh, I see. So you think we're going to have some sort of response from the Society of Ornithologists?
Yes. Yeah, they're going to back us because they see one of their own being attacked by the ballers.
All right. Not the first time we've had to get their opinion on birds humping.
Nice segue.
Natural experiments, not a natural phenomena.
Anybody on Discord want to share their opinion and tell us about a certain horizon that's a little further back than it's supposed to be.
Bust of all time is when they're going to catch NASA stealing money for fake space.
Well, which horizon are you talking about, Chocolate? You know they have more than one now.
No, we only have one horizon. Shout out
No.
to Emma UK. 10th man is very good at explaining things. He is. That's very true, Emma. Subscribe today to Emma UK. She also runs shows like this one.
Shout out to Emma.
Have you been around her server, Chocolate?
Yeah, a little bit here and there. It's pretty cool.
You were saying 24/7 gets the Black Swan argument and have been using it to devastating effect. Is it the same on Emma's server?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, everybody gets it. I mean, at least from those guys over there, they ultimately get it. I mean, if you go over there, that picture's up every couple of minutes. Somebody's talking about it, bringing it up because it is so devastating, and it's kind of a thing now. It's got a life of its own.
Yes, Emma's channel gets it. They got the pictures there, and they're going to have a special on it today. So go out there and subscribe to Emma's channel and be on the special today on the Black Swan.
Cool.
And of course, they're still every time somebody says it, it's Black Swan. And they've been driving the Globers crazy over there with it, which is hilarious. Black Swan. There you go.
Yeah, just save the timing, like for then when it's funny. But if someone's actually in the middle of a point, it's still just technically rumpusing because you'll cut someone's line. But yeah, when the time's correct, it is very funny.
It's going to be really weird to outsiders who've never heard anything about it before. It's like, what? Why are they doing that?
You don't even know. Like half the servers turn their names into Swan something.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah, bro. Swans all over the place. So Globers come in there and they're like, "What's going on with the Swan thing?" It's great. Like, oh, you don't know? Welcome. Great.
Hey, I got a Glober named Nick saying 10th is the lowest IQ man is terrible at explaining. So Nick, I invite you to come on the show live now. Come on, buddy.
Nah,
Is this
Nick
the-
don't.
is this
Nick,
the
Nick
same-
stay in the chat. You don't
Is
come
this the
out here.
same? Is this the same Nick that says he works on neutrinos?
I'll give Nick props. At least he's on topic. I mean, over Christmas I banned a shitload of people because at the time I wasn't making the shows. So I went through the comments and did the admin thing that I'm typically so lax with. And each time I came across a comment from Nick, he was on topic. He was talking about the subject matter, so he doesn't get banned. You know, we need to have people talking about the various sex lives of the panel and things like that. You're just going to get banned. You know, I'm no longer a tiny little channel where I'm scratching to get every subscriber I possibly can. You know, I'm not of that attitude anymore. In case anybody hadn't noticed, my attitude has changed. It's like I've grown as a channel. I'm now not a massive channel, but enough that I don't need these dicks that just ad hom the crap out of everything that's put forth. You know, those people aren't useful. Now, there's a certain number of the trolls that were in there that got so comfortable, and they may have been people that had formerly put arguments for their side across, but they got so comfortable being allowed to be in the chat that you read through the comments and you're like, you do nothing but ad hom. So, bye-bye. You're not welcome. You've never been on the show. You don't add anything. So goodbye. So if you found yourself recently banned, or well, around about the Christmas time, getting banned on Nathan Oakley 1980, now you know why. If you've got comfortable in the chat and just resort to ad homing the argument or insulting panel members, then you're not going to stay in the chat anymore. Those comments aren't going to be remaining around.
Well, now Mark Taylor jumps on and says, 10th man can't explain crap. Well, you know what? Being on the farm with over 100 animals at any given time, I think I know a little bit more about crap than you do.
If there's one thing 10th man knows, it's horse crap.
Oh, Tom Parker, 10th man is between the Bigfoot and Arwen.
Why didn't they ever just come on?
I just love these marks. Whew. Anything but the Black Swan. Go ahead, guys. Keep talking about the panel members.
Does it come up on the early bird, Arwen? I've got to be honest, I haven't watched for the last few days.
Bigfoot's in between us.
No, Arwen.
What?
I was just going to say...
Sorry, I was just.
That's
What?
okay. That's okay. I said, does it come up on the early bird? Have you been dealing with people asking you questions about it from our side or trying to defend it from their side?
Oh, the Black Swan situation.
Yeah.
Yes, all the time. It's still people come in my chat and start asserting like, yeah, I don't know what all of this about, but this whole Black Swan is just nonsense. Then when actually address them, turns out that they literally just don't know what it is and start blabbering on about it without actually knowing what it is. I don't know why people keep doing that.
Sounds like them sharing their pain.
Right? It's just so dumb. So many people
Come on, guys.
are complaining
Somebody,
about something when they literally don't know what it is, and they should know that they don't know what it is, and then not complain about it and first inform themselves. But yet they do it anyway.
yeah, because without looking, I know right now in Discord, all these guys are in there typing out how stupid we are. We don't understand Horizon. Why don't you come in here and tell us all about it?
You know why you pay attention to the
I'd
live
love to
stream
hear it.
in Discord? I don't even have it on screen. I couldn't care less about them keyboard worrying. Because all they're trying to do is get a rise out of you without actually embarrassing themselves on the show.
No, I'm not even looking at it either. I just know how that works in there. So I'm
well,
wondering.
I've invited
understand.
every one of them how much days, and always the same problem. Nathan, he's an unfair moderator. That's all, nothing more.
But people on our side then, on Flat Earth side in Discord, does anybody else utilise this argument? Or are you all just listening in and letting it sink in before you do so?
Well, I know Domesticated uses it every day.
Is he in there? I don't think he's in there.
All I know is that people that don't like the Black Swan don't have a good reason for it, so they must be racist.
I'll say that I still have yet to find someone that can recite it.
Wow, Jesus. That's a lot of scratchy.
Fix your mic.
Was that my
Stop
microphone?
scratching this chalkboard with your nails, please.
Oh, I've got to unmute him, haven't I? Hold on, Travis. Oh, no.
Yeah, is my mic terrible? This is my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
It's like you're scratching your nails on chalkboard, seriously.
Yeah, there's something very wrong
The
with
high
it.
pitch. Yeah, it seems like, Nathan, that there was immediately when the Black Swan came out, there was the group that got it, there was the group that fought it, and then the group in the middle kind of rose up that kind of gets it but doesn't get it. But now that group is coming to a better understanding of it.
Black Curious, are you a newbie? How you doing? Hello, Flat Curious, can you hear us?
I think that's kosher.
Oh, is it Kosho? Why Flat Curious, Kosho?
Kosho, why don't you come on and tell us all about that refraction you were telling us about a couple of days ago? Tell us how that worked out.
Shout out to Awaken Narrative. Thanks to Black Swan, there is no debate. Yeah, it's game over. I agree. Thanks for the super chat, Awaken Narrative.
Yeah, I dropped
Very
a rejoin.
math.
Where's my mic over?
Oh, still got it.
We can hear you, Travis. It's just horrendous.
Turn your phone on and off if you're on your phone. So try it that way.
Were you trying to add
They're
something,
undoing.
Brian or Bingo? Both flashing away there.
See, I told you one day someone would have a worse mic than me.
Yeah, considerably so.
So Nathan, their undoing, as you said earlier in the show, is their very own math.
Yeah, the requirement for geometry.
The same math that they say is unfalsible, that is true.
Not anymore.
That kind of sucks, though, right? Like how long have they been trying to use their math against us, and we usually stop them at where did you get that R value from? Right. So now we give them the R value, and that same R value has destroyed them.
I'm just waiting for them to blame the sticks. Maybe it was quonky or something.
But even when they use the sticks and try and justify how they've come to presuppose a spherical Earth and then extract out a radius value from that presupposition, it still doesn't work when you break the geometry. It still requires a physical leading edge to obscure things in the distance. That is the geometry. And once you show it doesn't, that the Earth we live on doesn't have that, that's it. It's game over. At some point when they're trying to justify it, they're going to go back into the geometric horizon and say it's just somewhere else. It's like, no, we don't have a geometric horizon. This image proves that. That's the end of the argument. You require one and don't have one. Ergo, you don't have sphere geometry. Untenable now.
Yeah, to Arwen's statement, I know he said it half jokingly too, but they'll just change their R, which they can't. But if they do, they'll have to match the black swan image. So 10 miles out, the Earth's radius went from 3959 to 264,230 miles now. And you said, oh, you can't take a pump and blow up the Earth anytime you want.
Shout out to Dank, who says Black Swan trending on Twitter by the end of spring. Make it so. I'm going to start moving people who are in Discord that aren't making any noise or aren't speaking to us. So if you're trying to join but can't because the room is full, start moving people out because we're not hearing anything from any of them.
9.4 miles is a far cry from flat.
Sorry, 9.4
Say
miles.
that
Is what?
Yeah, you have to forgive me, I'm at work, so if I can't respond, you'll have to kind of talk for a second. But yeah, 9.4 miles is far from flat. Where should the horizon be on a flat Earth?
Where should the horizon? It's the vanishing point. It's dependent on the weather. It's not an actual location. You can't pin a peg in it. It's not a physical location. So asking us how we would reify it into a physical location that you can give a postcode is nonsensical, because we don't reify the horizon into a physical location to obscure things in the distance or bend with altitude. You do that. So why are you asking us to do it? You need to be able to do that and can't anymore. We don't need to do that.
I'm not asking you to reify anything. I'm asking you where you should not see past.
Not see past, again, like it's an obstruction, you mean? Yeah, we don't have that. You keep projecting your reification.
No, on a flat Earth.
Shut up! You keep reifying a model and projecting it onto us like we need to justify where something will physically be when it's a not actual location. Your model of a sphere Earth requires that position to be physical. It just isn't. That's the end of your geometric Earth model.
So where should it be on a flat Earth, though?
What, the not
How far
actual
away
position?
should we be able to see?
Yeah, you've just asked that question, and I've taken it to pieces. Where should a not actual location be? It's non sequitur. It's stupid. Where should the
I'm not
physical,
asking you where the location
where should the
be.
physical edge be? Well, it's got a
I'm not asking
geometry
you.
that... Don't talk through me when I hand you your ass based on the fact that you need it to be somewhere and physically obscuring stuff. You and your sphere belief requires it to be physical. Yeah? That would give it an actual position to block stuff in the distance that you measure in your geometric calculator. So you physically reify it and say it's got a position and measure tangents from it. That's what you do. Now, we don't have a physical position. We've got an apparent position. Not actual, not physical, not got a postcode, not obscuring stuff, not bending as you raise in altitude. That's you that requires that. You just don't have it anymore.
Okay, well, regardless if you want to answer the question or not, 9.5.
What? Where would a not actual location be? Where should a not actual location be? That's your question. Where should a not actual location be? It's non sequitur, you stupid boy. You're asking me, who doesn't reify a not actual location into a physical sphere edge, where it should be. It shouldn't be anywhere. It's a not actual location. You stupid moron.
So 9.4 miles is a far fucking cry from flat. Far.
What are you babbling about?
Unorthodox.
He's just repeating himself. That's what you opened with. 9.4 miles.
Yeah, I wanted to reiterate. You keep interrupting me.
Yeah, you just keep reiterating the same shit that I'm taking to pieces. You're giving us a distance and saying that's far from flat. What, by comparison to where you place a geometric horizon and it's not physically there in the picture, so you're saying it's a far cry from flat? It breaks the geometric maths of your belief in a sphere.
You mean where the horizon is without an atmosphere?
I can.
So what the hell? What the hell? Where the horizon is without an atmosphere? What are you babbling about? You mean where your physical obstruction is when you remove atmosphere in the model that you reify?
I can nip this in the bud really quickly.
I think the better thing would have been to ask him to explain what a geometric horizon is.
We know what a geometric horizon is. Sure, I think we've seen... Oh, my bad, I'm in the middle of a conversation, so of course it's Arwin's turn to rumpus me. What, because we're now having a nice long chat where we're actually into something, Arwin? You've been very quiet up until now you're interrupting me.
Well,
I mean, maybe he's got a point, Nathan. Why don't you let him speak?
What when I'm speaking? So if Arwin opens his trap, I should immediately shut my mic down so he can talk through me? Don't tell me how to produce the show.
I asked you if I could nip this in the bud really quickly without letting him strawman us with it.
And he never gave you permission to do it, so be quiet. Go on, Nathan.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
You don't have a geometry anymore.
Okay, well, I'm not part of the show, I guess, then. Okay, well, bye.
Oh, okay. We could have just waited till I'd finished. I mean, you sat there doing nothing for the last 20 minutes. I had to introduce you to the conversation, wait for a massive pause to get a response out of you. Now I'm talking. Of course, Arwin's got to be talking. Literally, he's just spent 20 minutes not saying anything when there's loads of dead air. Now I'm in the middle of a conversation with somebody. Of course, he's got to rumpus the shit out of me and then cry foul.
Dude, you guys are being mean to Arwen.
Sorry, is this just a little segue away from the fact that the geometric horizon you require that's modelled and claimed to be obscuring things when you show us a side-on view that removes all aspects of optical perspective, that is the model that you claim when you say things are being obscured. It's very much a physical obstruction based on geometry that you assume when you hijack perspective for that geometric model that requires a geometric edge, blocking stuff. Well, you don't have it. The Black Swan proves beyond all doubt that that edge you used to claim blocked buildings isn't the edge of a sphere. It can't possibly be. It's a geometric impossibility. Ergo, we don't have a geometric sphere edge for a horizon. Now, you telling me 9.8 meters isn't flat? Who gives a crap? You've got a geometric edge you need to reify, and it doesn't exist anymore.
Well, one guy asked what the geometric horizon is. And so I'd like to tell him, the geometric horizon is, you exclude the atmosphere and typical refraction, and you do a calculation, and you see where it would be without the atmosphere.
And is that reality? That's what we have in reality, is it? Your side-on model without atmosphere, is that fucking reality, dipshit?
Yeah, I know what you know what the geometric horizon is. I wanted to know if the flat earthers knew what a geometric horizon is.
Yeah.
So you're discarding reality.
Sorry, you're saying I'm discarding reality when you tell me about your side-on model that removes all atmosphere, and then that side-on view without atmosphere is claimed to be the justification for why a building is obscured when you draw a tangent line to a sphere with a geometric horizon. Yeah, hello?
I just don't understand why you...
Hello, we don't have a geometric horizon. That's been taken to task. You no longer have a reified Earth curve edge blocking stuff. The Black Swan, friends. That disproves your geometric horizon to block things.
That's
like
an anomaly.
Show us in the models, side on. Hello? You don't have that anymore. So asking us what your geometric horizon is and whether or not we understand about the shite you've been arguing about for 3 years. Boats going over it, you fucktards. Do you not think we know what you've been arguing for the last 3 years? Yeah, you argue we've got a geometric horizon, blocking stuff. You're just now asking us what a geometric horizon is, because you don't have it anymore, do you? It's proved beyond doubt not to be geometric, like your stupid side-on model that doesn't have atmosphere. When you tell me I'm ignoring reality, what, your Earth curve side-on model is reality, is it, moron?
No, the atmosphere, Nathan. You're removing...
What atmosphere? Your model doesn't have any of your stupid shit. Is that reality in your stupid geometric model that claimed to be the excuse for boats being obscured from bottom up? That's geometric, you moron. That was what you all shoved in our face with the Earth curve calculator when looking at pictures of reality. The model's not reality, you bonehead. The model doesn't have atmosphere, you bonehead. The model draws tangent lines to physical geometric edges to obscure stuff, moron. We just don't have a geometric horizon anymore for you to reify into this geometric model you believe you live on. Earth doesn't have geometric edges as horizons.
What?
What do you mean, what? Earth does not have a geometric edge for a horizon. That's a bastardization of optics by turning the view we actually see through our eyes side on so you can give actual sizes, feet and inches, that don't change with distance. And then when they miss the bottom because of optics, you'll claim it's because of the geometry side on that removes all aspects of perspective, removes all atmosphere, and claims a physical edge of a sphere is blocking the bottom of something that is reduced in size because of distance. But your geometric calculator doesn't account for that. It's an orthographic representation. Nothing's changing its size with distance. It's always a 10-foot wall, even if it's 1,000,000 miles away, despite the fact the angular size reduces. Your geometry is what you claim Earth is. And your geometry has a geometric horizon, something we can unequivocally disprove.
Nathan, dude, if you're just gonna rant, there's really no point in me being on here.
Well, then go fuck yourself, you losing piece of shit. You've come here and argued we've got to account for why bottoms of boats aren't there because of the geometry of your sphere and how the geometry of your edge gets in the way. Now we're proving that we don't have a geometric sphere edge for a horizon, and you feel like you don't need to be here. Yeah, that's because you're already a flat earther, and you already understand that we don't need to utilise geometry. Yeah, I'm ranting that you morons...
You're using an optical phenomenon to prove geometry. There's your reification fallacy right there.
Me and moan that I'm talking too long. Well, where's your geometric maths that used to claim boats were being obscured by a geometric edge? Why aren't you using your geometric maths anymore?
We are.
Really? So we do have a geometric horizon, you fucktard. No! Your geometric maths isn't useful anymore. It's not a geometric
You're not even making
horizon,
any-
bonehead. I realise that while I'm pointing this out, and you're claiming you do use these geometric maths that have been debunked, you need to talk through me, because this is an arse beating for the globe.
That's the starting point, Nathan, for the calculation.
Orthodox,
You
don't
have
even
to
understand
consider the
reification
atmosphere.
fallacy.
So the starting
actually-
point for the maths is a geometric horizon obscuring things. That's the starting point. We don't have that, mate.
You do.
No, we do not. We've proven it beyond doubt with the black swan image. That's why all your fundy moron friends are telling us about how it's optical. Suddenly it's not geometric anymore, even though your Earth reification requires it to be.
You're the one doing the reifying, Nathan.
Oh, really? So I turn the apparent position we see in the distance, that apparent line where the ground appears to meet the ground, and I very much define it as a vanishing point, a not actual location, an apparent position. I'm reifying that into an Earth curve edge that blocks things because a geometric model says so, am I? I'm reifying a physical edge into a not actual location, am I? You fundy with an Earth curve edge that's blocking things because a model says so. I'm guilty of reification, am I? No! Third time's a charm, moron. It's the third time you've come here and projected your reification onto us. You require an Earth curve edge for a horizon to block boats, bend at altitude, and obscure islands in the distance. That's a physical edge to obscure
Yeah, like in
things.
reality.
And you're going to talk through me while I point out that we don't have a physical edge. We've got a not actual edge, a not actual location, a non-physical position, an apparent location, as we've been pointing out for the last 2 straight years, while you accuse us of having excuses for not having a decent explanation for the geometric obstruction, and we've only got flurfspective as an excuse. Well, now you seem to want to deny geometry while simultaneously claiming that you do utilise it, and the starting point is the geometry. So the starting point's the geometric edge, horizon, that we don't have. So at the very start of your use
Nathan,
of
for
this
God's
model,
sake, can I make a point? Jesus Christ.
what your point is that you do use the geometric maths. It's debunked.
Have you ever heard of 7/6R, Nathan?
Yeah, that's based on the radius value that would give you a geometric edge now, isn't it?
Oh, so you do know.
So that would be based on the reification of the edge. The R value gives you the edge, and the edge in your model is the horizon.
Okay, Nathan, you said that your
Tag team
horizon
time.
is a vanishing
Tag team.
point
Tag team
where you
time.
can't see
Tag
any further.
team. And
So
Darwin's
why
going to
can
pipe
we
up too,
see
probably,
things
if he was
further
here.
past
I don't need a
your
tag team. I
vanishing
wasn't
point?
talking to you, Highlander. So the R value in your model, your starting point, gives you your edge. And your edge in your model is the horizon, unorthodox.
The horizon is the point that you can't see past.
Oh, we can see past it, you moron. We've got a black swan image that disproves a physical edge that stops you seeing past it. You complete fundy moron. We've debunked it as a geometric edge. It isn't.
Why are you trying to prove like something a normalcy with an anomaly? That makes no sense.
Anomaly? No, it's just a picture, mate. It's only an anomaly because it doesn't work with your model. Why would you label a photograph of something an anomaly? You mean because it doesn't work with your model?
Because it doesn't happen.
It does happen. We've got a picture of it. Oh, a reality denier. I see. Yeah, it does happen. We've got a picture, video. Yeah, it did
I said
happen.
except on.
It just didn't match your reification of a geometric impossibility. That's all. Not an anomaly. Just doesn't match your model.
Possibility.
No, you're just rumpusing me, talking through every time I point out that it just doesn't match.
I'm rumpusing.
Yeah, you are rumpusing me doing it again. So, we've got no choice. Maybe everyone would like to criticise the fact that I've got to shut these assholes down when I'm in the middle of pointing out that your model requires an edge.
I'm rumpusing you. Did you just say that?
Yeah, you're talking through me.
Oh my God.
Sorry, your model requires an edge.
You've been rumpusing for like literally 15 minutes straight.
Sorry, is this now another appeal to format where you criticise how long each of us has been talking after you've interrupted me and I've told the audience that I'm going to stop that from happening? Or are you going to address the fact that your model's geometric and the obstruction is a geometric horizon that you don't have? Maybe it's me being rumpusing here. Middle of a sentence and an orthodox starts talking. Yeah, I am accusing you of interrupting me because you are. So I'll try again. See if I get interrupted. Don't need your laughter. Need an unimpeded opportunity to point out that you don't have what your model requires. That would be a geometric horizon. You don't have that in reality. We've debunked it.
That's where it came from, Nathan. It came from reality. That's where we got it from, buddy.
No, you can't possibly have, because we have a demonstration of what would be a geometric impossibility based on it being from reality. It can't be from reality. That's a geometric impossibility as demonstrated in the Black Swan.
That would be like, you're trying to prove something with an anomaly. You're disregarding...
You've already used this shit argument, so let's shut that fucking shite down straight away. Anomaly, because it doesn't match your model. You didn't address that. You got tag teamed. Somehow Highlander thought that was his point to save you. No, not an anomaly.
No, it's an anomaly.
Not an anomaly. I'll repeat it. I've heard your claim. Anybody who wants to claim censorship, no fucktards. I heard what he said. It was a repetition of what he said before. Anomaly. I heard him. Not an anomaly, just doesn't work with your model. Not based on reality. We've got a picture that's geometrically impossible for your model. Definitely not based on reality, mate. You're wrong. Not based on geometry. Can't be. Geometrically impossible to be. Just doesn't work with your model.
Why are you throwing out refraction?
Sorry, did the word refraction even cross my lips?
Well, you have to consider refraction if you're looking at a photo with tons of refraction.
What kind of refraction?
Wait.
The looming kind.
Oh, really? So looming would be defined as things moving in respect to the horizon. So this is non sequitur. The horizon itself isn't moving with respect to itself. That's stupid. This is not looming. Looming would be things moving up and down in relation to the horizon. You don't even know what looming is. So I'm not throwing out refraction. I didn't mention it. You're throwing in looming that this definitely isn't. The horizon in your model is geometric, and you can't loom a geometric horizon, because if you did, it would no longer be geometric. Also, looming describes things moving with respect to the horizon. Now, I've got a nice little clip of Rumpus backing me on exactly that point, describing how things move with respect, how you know it is looming by how much it's moved with respect to the horizon, according to your own Muppets who think they live on a geometric model. So no, the horizon's not looming above the horizon. You're just stupid and don't understand what looming is.
In your little clip from your channel with Quantum Eraser explaining your argument, you throw out refraction.
Yeah, that's the same shit claim I've just taken to pieces about 25 seconds ago. Yeah, you've said refraction, I've said what kind. You've said looming, and I've pointed out that even by your own side's definitions and debate, from Rumpus and from that whatever his reference name is, every definition of looming is describing things moving with respect to the horizon. When questioned by me, Rumpus explained, you know it's looming because of where it is moved with respect to the horizon. So the horizon does not loom with respect to the horizon. That's non sequitur. So you've repeated your stupid claim. Now you're talking through me. A repetition of something I've taken apart twice isn't you having an argument. Me shutting you up so you can't repeat it through the demolition is also not unreasonable. I'm going to pummel it every time you repeat it. I've heard it. I'm not censoring you. It's not a geometric edge. Okay?
Nobody said that was a geometric edge.
Nobody said it was a geometric edge. Really, you've got a geometric Earth curve calculator that very specifically has been argued about being the cause of things in the distance being obscured. It's absolutely, unequivocally claimed to be geometric by you if you are a sphere worshipping zealot. If you're now saying, Highlander, that you don't claim the horizon's geometric, welcome to Flat Earth. It must be geometric if you live on a sphere, you stupid idiot.
Not a perfect sphere.
Sorry, the horizon in your maths is a geometric horizon. Your maths are what you used to tell us that things are being obscured by Earth's geometry.
Right, okay, so...
Yeah, right, okay. So you fuckwits do absolutely claim that Earth has geometry. You reify the horizon into the Earth curve edge, the boats go over and obscures things into the distance based on the geometric maths. So yeah, Highlander, the fact you're denying your own fundamentalist zealot religion isn't because it's not utilising geometry, or as you claim, because you don't say it's the geometric edge.
No, Nathan.
You do! You must, and you have, if you live on a sphere. You're just saying it isn't now because we've demonstrated it can't be a geometric edge.
Can I actually make a point? Like one point during this whole conversation. You know,
he won't let you
observation,
speak.
Nathan.
You just cut you off.
Hold on. This is an observation, Nathan. So it's not scientific. So it can't prove anything.
Nobody
said this
claimed
was science.
Nobody used the claim of science, so this is a straw man that you're burning.
So it's not proof.
No,
That's a pathetic
it's definitely
try,
proof.
Unorthodox. Try again.
No, it's definitely proof. I'll tell you why. Because the horizon as a physical leading edge of a sphere, which it must be if we live on a sphere, has been demonstrated to be geometrically impossible. We have proven it's not a sphere.
But it's not scientific, though.
Same straw man as last time. Who's going to claim censorship this time? Did I not hear him the first time when I debunked it? I'll say it slower. Nobody has claimed this is science. We're not establishing the cause of an effect here. We just see what we see. You're claiming it's a phenomena. You're saying it's an anomaly. Now, if you want to go forth and science the shit out of what you claim is a phenomena, then be my guest. We don't claim that what we simply observe in our reality is somehow a phenomena. You do because it doesn't match your model.
Well, let's just be clear. It's not proof, then.
Yes, it is. We have proven that the horizon is not the physical leading edge of a sphere, because by the constraints of your own geometry, the black swan proves we have a geometric impossibility for a horizon. It is proven beyond doubt that the Earth is not a sphere. Proven. You don't have to like it.
Can you cite something that shows me that that's incompatible?
Yes, I can cite the geometry of your sphere you believe you live on, and the Earth curve edge it requires, and how it's a geometric impossibility for a physical leading edge to be beyond the constraints of its own geometry. We've demonstrated it with modus tollens. You have physical restraints to the Earth curve edge that you believe we have as a horizon. Once broken, they're not going to suddenly mend themselves when we have a white swan situation and a horizon that looks like it's the edge of a sphere. We've demonstrated that it can't be. Hence your side now arguing for it being optical rather than what it needs to be if we live on a sphere, which is geometric.
Nathan, nobody ever claimed that.
What, that it's geometric? So we haven't spent the last 3 years in debate arguing with curve calculators on screen, with you showing us a tangent line to the physical geometric edge that you claim obscured the Isle of Man, obscured the wind turbines, obscured the P&O ferry, obscured the Chicago skyline, bends when you go up in altitude. You guys haven't claimed the amount that it claims to bend when it goes up in altitude, or the amount that it's physically obscuring the Isle of Man or the wind turbines. You don't claim that, and you never have. No, you're just a liar, and you're now denying the tenets of your own sphere religion.
No, you're dishonest, Nathan.
Yeah, just an ad hom. I'm just a liar. No, I'm not a liar. We showed a picture that demonstrated unequivocally that the horizon is not geometric, because it's a geometric impossibility by the restraints and constraints of your own geometry. That's not me lying. That's me pummeling your sphere religion and its geometry.
Nathan, I used to hear you talk about
Okay,
7
give me an example.
all the time.
Give me an example of someone that's pointed to the horizon and said, that's a geometric horizon.
Highlander,
I have.
Have you ever argued for a boat going over the curve?
He's asking when somebody's pointed at a horizon and said that's a geometric possibility. I, Nathan Oakley, point at... Let me think. Which one shall I use? The Black Swan. And I've pointed it and said that's a geometric impossibility because it is.
No, I never said a geometric impossibility.
Yeah, but that's what we've got. I don't give a shit what you were asking for. That's what the Black Swan is, a geometric impossibility. Ergo, the Earth is not a sphere.
Right, well, I'm looking at my horizon just now.
I couldn't give a shit. That would be a white swan, because we're not looking at your horizon when we debunk sphere geometry. We're looking at a picture that we've dubbed the Black Swan.
Yeah,
no, you've got a white swan that you painted black.
Oh, really? Wow, that's about the most stupid thing I've ever heard from a globe earther. What, so if I present you with a black swan, I've spray painted it, have I, you stupid moron? No, that's called, why don't you ask an orthodox about the black swan fallacy? Because when you're presented with evidence contrary to your religion, you deny it. In this instance, claim we've spray painted it. So you think we've CGI'd the picture? You think we've spray painted the picture? It's actually a painting. It's actually a video that we've painted every frame to defy your model. Is that what you think, moron?
No, the fallacy is actually where you get the...
I didn't ask you about the fallacy. I asked you if we have painted, by analogy, the picture in the Black Swan.
That's why you're dishonest.
That's just an ad hom. I asked if you believe, by analogy, if you think we've painted a swan black. My God, how absurd. That by comparison or analogy, we've actually doctored the CGI version of that film to present it to break your model. Is that what you believe?
No, I believe you...
No, well then why did you accuse me of painting a black swan? Painting a white swan black then? So you don't have an analogy then? You've just got a load of stupid nonsense.
If you let me finish, Nathan!
What, you said no? I asked a question about whether or not by analogy I'm painting the horizon onto this picture because you claimed I'd painted a swan black. You said no. That's the end of your stupid shithead assertion. That's the end of your claim because you said no. So we're not doctoring the picture analogous to painting a swan black then.
Nathan, we don't want your pseudoscientific proof, okay?
It's not pseudoscience. We haven't claimed this is science. Pseudoscience is when someone asserts something as science and then it's proven unequivocally not to be science. So, number one, we haven't claimed this is science. Number one, you haven't taken something we've claimed to be science apart, proving it to be pseudoscience. This is a logical consistency, not a claim of science. Ergo, not a pseudoscience claim when taken apart as not being science. It was never claimed to be science. You bunch of idiots. And with that, I'll say, if you're watching this on the Nathan Oakley premiering stream, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, if you're watching this live on the Nathan Oakley 1980 channel, this is where we bid you farewell. A huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you tuned in, smashed the super chat, liked, commented, shared, subscribed, and all that good stuff. Be sure to check out nathanoakley.com and the Flat Earth Debate Forum to keep up to date with the community debate. Another massive thank you to all of today's Discord and G Plus panels for making this live show possible. Once again, stay tuned if you're watching on Nathan Oakley premiering stream, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
We don't test the Earth's shape over the land because of the topography. You have to do it over the water.
Well, the main thing is making your model testable by talking about the surface of the sphere tangent to the surface of the sphere. The flat Earth doesn't have that problem. It only talks about the convergence of light at the limit of angular resolution, forming horizon-like effects.
Gibberish.
Yeah, but because of the topography of the land and the atmosphere on the Earth, you will never ever see the geometric horizon.
Well, the thing is, you're supposed to see a geometric horizon at 1.22 square root of your height above the surface.
No, you're not supposed to see
Right,
that at
yeah.
all. You're only supposed to see that on a perfect, smooth sphere with no atmosphere.
Well, the
It's
thing
not
is
hard to
that makes your
understand,
model
right?
testable,
We
and
have-
it still would be within
we have
that
an
range
atmosphere.
because you get 8 inches per mile squared of curvature, from
We
which that is
have-
generally derived, and that's 8 inches for an Earth that's 8,000 miles in circumference.
We have an atmosphere, right? We have topography across the land, right? I look out my window right now, the horizon is less than a mile away, right?
So it should
Are
be
you
less
telling
than
me
1.22 times the
because
square root.
are you telling me because that horizon is less than a mile away and it does not match the geometric horizon, therefore the Earth is flat?
Okay, then by that example, it should be less than 1.22 times the square root of your height above the surface. It should be closer, not further. So you're talking about conditions that don't even match what you're talking
You're
about.
denying refraction, you twat.
I'm saying refraction happens over a flat plane. You're not differentiating when it occurs, Rumpus. You're just writing it as a workaround for your view.
No,
and
you just said that the geometric horizon would be in one particular position. That does not include the effects of refraction. You utter moron.
And it doesn't take into consideration the topography either. Because
let's assume it's over water. Let's just assume it's over water.
The reason my horizon is less than a mile away is because I'm on a hill.
Well, let's ignore that. That's just confusing the issue. Let's deal with water, where the topography doesn't come into it, and he's claiming that the horizon would be. He's claiming that we're saying that the horizon would be at 1.22 miles for whatever it was, 1 foot. No, we're not. No one has ever done that. No glober has ever made that claim because all globers, usually any moderately intelligent ones, know that refraction plays a role, and that moves it changes how far you can see, and it moves the position of the horizon.
No, it doesn't. Rumpus, I've got you
on
record. I've got you on record saying something completely
but I
contrary to
asked
that.
Nathan
Hold on,
if he,
I'm speaking to Rumpus.
he knows anyone who's ever pointed at a horizon and said that's a
Rumpus.
geometric horizon.
Right, I'm speaking to Rumpus. I've got you on record saying that you know something's looming because of its position with respect to the horizon and how much it's moved with respect to the horizon, Rumpus.
Yeah, but the horizon also looms as well!
So you seem to be getting very angry. That's not what you made very clear in a presentation you did. I asked you very specifically how you knew a building was loomed, and you were very, very specific about the fact that it's how much it has moved with respect to the horizon.
And the horizon looms as well.
Oh, so you think the horizon
they
looms...
both loom.
Sorry, I'm trying to get clarity, Rumpus, and you're just rumpusing
and the horizon
me. It's going to be a short
with
conversation if you don't let me reply.
View.
You're saying the horizon is loomed as well. Can you...
Yes!
I heard, I'm just clarifying.
I've always said this.
Rumpus, you're still not letting me reply. Censorship time. Censorship time. Censorship time.
Censorship time then.
Time to censor me.
Is claiming
it's because the globe's dead. He needs to censor me. He needs to censor me because the globe's dead. He needs to censor me.
And you said, oh, look, Rumpus is claiming that we're not seeing what we see.
Let's shut him up. I'm trying to ask you a question reasonably, and when I get to the devastating point, you seem to want to just talk non-stop, so I'm perfectly within my rights to now close down your line. And hopefully you'll listen to what I'm actually saying to you, Rumpus. No, looming does not describe something moving with respect to the horizon when that something is the horizon.
The horizon is loomed as well as everything else.
There's no description that will give you a horizon looming with respect to the horizon. It's non sequitur.
The horizon is loomed up like everything else.
You just keep asserting the same thing while I get rumpus by my own panel. So,
it's called common sense, Nathan. The horizon isn't
time for another white knight that needs shutting up.
Matter.
Getting white knights coming in and helping rumpus, it seems. No, rumpus, you gave a very clear description and I cut it out and put it out so that people could be reminded of how you described looming with definitions. And it's described as things moving with respect to the horizon. Those were your own words also, and that's how it's always defined.
Yeah, that's
to say, I haven't finished. Oh, it's time to censor Nathan. Let's put Rumpus on mute. It's time to censor Nathan. No. The horizon itself cannot move with respect to itself. That is non sequitur and is not part of the definition of looming. You're incorrect. And I've got you on record claiming that your current position is also incorrect by your own standards.
Let's try this. Everything is loomed, including...
No, the horizon is going to be the thing that you claim is everything. And in your previous definitions and descriptions and citations and presentations, everything that was described to be looming, you knew was looming because it moved with respect to the horizon. Now, that's how it's defined. To say the horizon is moved with respect to the horizon is non sequitur.
Right, try listening to me.
Fuck you, you dirty fucking globehead liar. You have described it and defined it, and I've cut out and mirrored it from over 2.5 years ago. You've gone through presentations where you described what tells you how you know the buildings are looming, and it's because of their position moving with respect to the horizon. You've cited it and you've defined it in the past. Now you're saying one of those things that is moving is the very thing that you know the other things have moved because of their movement with respect to the horizon. You're a disingenuous liar. No, it's non sequitur to say that the horizon is moving with respect to the horizon. It doesn't make sense.
And I have never said that.
You've just said that the object is the horizon. You've said it last time you came here. You're saying the horizon is being capable of being loomed above the horizon, and it's non sequitur, and it breaches the definitions you've given us here with presentations. So you're a downright liar.
Here we go. Everything is loomed, and if you remember the presentation I gave on
everything is not loomed. The horizon is not loomed. Things move with respect to the horizon. Your horizon is geometric. It cannot be looming because the moment it stops being geometric.
Mute. Right, so as I gave in the presentation 2.5 years ago to you on GeoStreamer's channel, I described everything as loomed up, including the trees that were only a few hundred yards away from you. And everything is loomed up because the horizon is a physical thing.
No, the horizon isn't a physical thing. You need it to be a geometric horizon. So saying it's a physical thing and then saying it's looming means it's not physical. It can't be both a physical thing and being loomed. By definition, if it's loomed, it's not physical. It's no longer geometric, and that's demonstrated to be the case. It can't be loomed by your own definition of looming, and all you're going to do is talk through this devastating point. By your own definition and your own explanation, things move with respect to the horizon. The horizon needs to be a physical object according to you, but it isn't by definition if it's been loomed.
I'll tell you what's moved with respect to. Everything moves with respect to your horizontal eye line.
No, you need it to move with respect to the geometric earth curve you claim in the maths that gives you earth curve edge.
Everything is loomed up, including the trees a few hundred yards away from you, and the horizon consists of physical objects, and that's also loomed up. But also, due to refraction, the horizon changes where...
No, it doesn't. We've just gone through this. He's just circle jerking us and lying again. No, I've got you on record, you lying bastard, where you make it plain that we know loomed buildings are loomed because they've moved with respect to the horizon. You ain't at no stage made any definition that said that the horizon itself was capable of moving with respect to itself. And that's because it's non sequitur and it makes no sense. If things are loomed because they're moved with respect to the horizon itself cannot move with respect to itself. It's completely non sequitur and violates all of the descriptions you've given us to date.
I've never claimed the horizon moves with respect to the horizon.
Well, then it can't be looming then. So if it can't move with respect to the horizon, and looming is things moving with respect to the horizon can't loom. If it can loom, it's not a geometric edge, and your mathematics of earth curve obstruction is geometric.
It's quite simple.
Your earth curve maths is geometric.
It's quite simple.
Your earth curve maths is geometric. Stop saying how simple it is. It's not based on non-physical optics. It's based on orthographic geometry.
It's very simple.
You just keep saying it's very simple, and I'm just going to keep pointing out that we've broken your geometry. You don't have a geometric edge as per your mathematics, and you have absolutely used your mathematics to claim that the obstruction is based on the physical geometry of Earth, which we don't have and have proven so.
It's right. So the geometry of the Earth determines a particular point, and then that is refracted up.
What's that point called? In the model, what's that point called?
The apparent horizon.
Unfortunately, we don't have a geometric Earth curve edge for a horizon. It's been destroyed by this image we call the black swan. The black swan proves beyond any doubt that the horizon is a geometric impossibility by the constraints of your own geometry for a sphere Earth.
No one claims the geometric horizon is where the apparent horizon is.
Sorry, we've only got one horizon. We don't have two horizons. We don't have an apparent horizon and a geometric horizon. We just have a horizon. It's just not geometric!
Correct.
Yeah, well then, welcome to Flat Earth. Your model of a sphere Earth requires a geometric horizon to obscure things in the distance, for boats to go over, and to bend at altitude. If you are now disclaiming that we do not have a geometric horizon, then we don't have Earth curve geometry.
Mute. You
hey, fuck you. You can be pissed off. You can get out. You are destroyed, and your only defence is to claim you're being muted.
I told you 2.5 years ago how this worked, and you didn't remember.
Yeah, you told me how the Earth curve edge. You told me how the Earth curve edge was blocking the Isle of Man. You told me how the Earth curve edge was obscuring land in the distance. You told me how boats went over the geometry of Earth.
But that geometric position changed.
We don't have one! You stupid pretender clown! You've just told us we don't have a geometric position, do we?
If you let me have more than one sentence...
Hey, go fuck yourself. You've just made it plain we don't have a geometric horizon. So what geometric position, moron? You don't have one!
We do.
Oh, so now we do. Only 30 seconds ago, ladies and gentlemen, he made it plain we don't have a geometric horizon, and now we do.
No, we don't have a geometric horizon.
You seem to be double flip-flopping.
If you'd let him speak for more than 3 words, Nathan, he might be able to clarify.
My dick, you white knighting piece of shit.
No thanks, you wanker.
Yeah, no, I will do what I like while I pummel the fact that this flip-flopping retard rumpus has gone from it being geometric as a necessity, as per your model, to us not having a geometric horizon, and we never have, to now it being geometric again. If you can't recognise his flip-flopping and orthodox, it's because you're as retarded as him.
2.5 years ago, I explained this to you fully, and you claimed...
When you were telling us about Isle of Man being obscured by the Earth curve edge, and showing us geometric mathematics to justify just how much of it was obscured by Earth curve geometry. Yeah, I remember what you were telling us 2 years ago. I've cut it out and mirrored it while he censors me. I've cut it out and mirrored it. Why you censor me? Mute.
Do you remember then applying 7 over 6R to that geometry?
From Rumpus, the fundy mute button. Fundy mute. Fundy mute.
So you have
2.5 years ago, I cut out precisely what you said. We know the building's looming because of its position with respect to the horizon. So you claimed
the horizon looms as well.
He's just censoring me again. Rumpus, mute. Censor Nathan, because he's pointing out that 2 years ago he told us about the Earth curve edge obstructing things.
Plus refraction.
Plus refraction. So we had geometric Earth curve edge obstruction.
Nathan.
Oh, fucking white knights here again. Didn't I just tell you to suck my dick?
You could not be more of a hypocrite right now.
Didn't I tell you to suck my dick? Shut up! I'm pummeling your stupid moron Rumpus, who seems to flip-flop continually between us having a geometric edge and us not having a geometric edge. So, either we've got geometry a la the maths, or we haven't.
We have got geometry, and it's...
No, we haven't. We've demonstrated a geometric impossibility in the black swan image. Ergo, you don't have a geometric horizon.
No, we don't have a geometric horizon.
Yeah, see, there he goes again. Can't seem to make up his mind. He needs a geometric horizon for his Earth curve maths, but we haven't got one according to him. You've lost.
It's very simple. There are two...
No, it's you not having a geometric edge anymore, and your maths requiring one.
It's very simple.
Yeah, you haven't got a geometric edge anymore. You had one, you utilised mathematics that were absolutely geometric and claimed that geometry was what blocked buildings and boats went over and curved at altitude. Now you're saying we don't have a geometric edge, and you're right.
And then you apply refraction and you end up with an apparent horizon. It's very simple.
An apparent horizon when you've got a geometric mathematical horizon that's obscuring things in the distance and things that are being brought back from beyond that horizon, according to your former presentations, we know are looming because of their position with respect to the horizon. So the horizon's not looming, you circle-jerking moron.
The horizon looms as well. They both...
Oh, really? Well, by definition, last time I cut out from 2 years ago, when you were arguing about Earth's geometry blocking the Isle of Man, you made it clear that we knew buildings were looming because of their position with respect to the horizon, not because the horizon itself's looming. If the horizon itself's looming, how could we ever measure things with respect to it?
You can easily measure the horizon moves and the buildings behind them.
No, I asked how we could measure things with respect to the horizon, a la your comprehensive 45-minute presentation on this very show, when you were justifying Earth's geometry obscuring things because of your claim of a geometric obstruction, which we don't have because of the Black Swan, and you don't want to hear about the Black Swan. You want to mute me. You want to mute me when I mention the Black Swan. That's what he's doing now. He's muting me because I'm mentioning the Black Swan that proves we have a geometric impossibility for a horizon if it's claimed to be geometric. It just isn't, and his model requires it. So when I point out that his model's geometric and his maths is geometric, you can be damn sure he's going to start censoring me and muting me like he is now. He's censoring and muting the truth because he knows he hasn't got a geometric horizon, but his model's geometric.
Do you know who invented the term Black Swan?
I don't give a shit who you think is relevant to this little red herring. Oh, it's time for a red herring? The Black Swan demonstrates that your model is an impossibility by its own geometry, Rumpus, and you're asking me about Karl Popper?
No, it's actually me. I told QE saw...
I told Stuttering QE about this red herring I'm now going to discuss. We're talking about a geometric impossibility, as per the Black Swan.
Okay, the geometric impossibility is irrelevant. It doesn't count for refraction. It's
geometric impossibility doesn't account for refraction, and refraction is looming, and looming can't move things with respect to itself when it's moving things with respect to the horizon. You've turned into a stuck record, Fundy.
It's quite simple.
Yeah, you've said that about 60 times too. So,
the apparent horizon is
it's not geometric. Yeah, we know. It's not geometric.
A function of geometry and refraction.
No, it's not a function of geometry if it's not geometric!
It's a function of geometry.
No, it's not, because we don't have a geometric horizon. So the horizon is absolutely not a function of geometry. It's not geometric. We've debunked that with this image called the Black Swan, where we demonstrate that if it was physical and geometric, it would be in an impossible location based on the parameters of your own geometry. So we definitely don't have a geometric horizon.
I didn't say we did.
We don't. Welcome to Flat Earth.
Here we go. I said you have an apparent horizon.
Well, then it's not geometric.
Do you
then,
realize
is it?
how many times you've destroyed your own argument today? And how many times you said you do have a geometric horizon, then you don't, then the horizon looms, then it doesn't. I mean, do you even think about the words that are coming out?
No, he's censoring you. He's decided that you asking him a question needed interruption. You were about to ask him a question, so he needed to say, if I can just get a line out while you were talking. He'll claim censorship in a minute because he's being absolutely destroyed. But he sensed a question coming, so he thought he'd interrupt you.
Apparent to everybody.
Now he won't shut up.
My argument.
Now he won't shut up. Try again, Chocolate. I'll put him on server mute just so you can ask your question without him claiming censorship through you.
He's been on mute for like 20 minutes. Will you let him fucking speak?
Excuse me, will I do what on my show now? Who was that? I'll do as I damn well please while I point out to you. Who was that?
That was Dougie.
Who?
Dougie, Duggie.
Yo, Dougie. Yo. You just put yourself into the frame, my friend. So, the horizon's not a geometric...
He's echoing, and I can't hear a word he's saying. You keep muting him.
I heard you. Now I'm talking to you. Yeah, now I'm talking to you, Dougie. No. Now I'm talking to you, Dougie, about the geometric impossibility of a horizon that you'd need if you're on a sphere. I know you're a sphere head because you're defending and white knighting Rumpus. So you definitely think the horizon's physically obscuring boats as they go over it, right, mate?
No, I just wanted to listen to the debate, but you just keep muting him.
Yeah, I'm debating you, mate.
Yeah, funny how you want to debate Rumpus fairly.
I have debated him. He claimed looming.
Go on, then. Unmute him, then.
I'm talking, mate. You're talking through me. Do you need to censor me? I was debating him.
No, I just
I'll try again. How many more times will you interrupt me, mate?
5, maybe 6.
Why? Because you're losing, or I've only just started, mate. We haven't even got into it yet, and you're already losing and need to talk through me. Wow, what a pussy. Maybe listen to what I say before interrupting and then try and respond. Let's see how you get on. So, I heard Rumpus. He claimed refraction. And refraction in the form of looming cannot loom the horizon above the horizon. It's a non sequitur. I made it really clear. I wasn't continually muting. I heard his claim that he repeated twice. So he had ample opportunity to make a claim. His claim was non sequitur. You can't loom the horizon. I'm still talking. Hello? Dougie? When I've finished, you're going to be responding, though. Well, maybe.
You lying right now.
Lying? I didn't hear him claim looming.
I can see him getting muted every time he starts to talk.
Sorry, he didn't get to claim looming.
Apology accepted. You asked him a question, he said yes, and then you muted him, and then started repeating back what he didn't say.
Sorry.
Let him finish a sentence.
I heard that 3 times.
Fucking hell.
So I didn't
Go on, then.
hit...
Unmute him.
You let me know when you're done. I'm talking to you.
Okay, unmute Rumpus and let him finish the sentence.
I'll produce my show. You go and make your own show, then you can make decisions about what happens, mate. I'm asking you, did I or did I not hear and respond to his rebuttal that the horizon is looming, and justify my rebuttal to his rebuttal by pointing out that the horizon by definition cannot loom with respect to the horizon, as per the definition of looming. So not only did I hear his claim, I took it to pieces while he talked through me. So, are you going to continue this claim? I didn't hear his response to the Black Swan, mate?
No, I said you didn't let him finish. I didn't say you didn't hear. I said you didn't let him finish.
Oh, really?
Somebody's echoing, by the way.
I don't need your production tips.
Yeah.
So, is the horizon a physical edge of a sphere for boats to go over?
Tell Chocolate Sign to turn his mic off. Tell him to mute because it keeps echoing.
Is the horizon, Dougie, a physical edge?
I can't speak, I'm at work, but I just wanted you to let him finish. Jesus Christ.
Mate, I've told you 5 times. I don't need your answer about my production. Yeah, I'm asking you about the horizon.
Carry on.
Is it that you can't answer me, or you'd prefer to just talk about the production of my show? Isn't this a debate about flat Earth? Don't you want to talk about the subject of your globe dying? You'd rather talk about my show production. I've got a tiny little show on YouTube. Mate, listen to me. I've got a tiny little show. No one gives a shit how I produce this show. But I'm talking about your globe dying, and about whether or not you believe at this stage of the argument that the horizon's a physical edge. Is it or isn't it? Just production tips for a small YouTuber then. Just production tips for me.
Damn, that was annoying.
Yeah, retard. I'll produce my show however I like. My show, in terms of how I shut up the fundies like Rumpus, is based on whether or not my audience can hear me demolishing their claims of refraction and looming, which is described as things moving with respect to the horizon. Ergo, you can't loom the horizon above the horizon, and the moment you do, it stops being geometric. So you're screwed both ways. If I accept that you can loom the horizon, which you can't, it violates the definition of looming. But if I did, it would cease to be geometric. So both sides lose when you're arguing globe. Okay, mate? Glad we nipped that in the bud.
Can we get Discord fixed? There's a lot of echo.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Somebody's in there with their mic wide open that's...
Well, look at that. You can see my dick from here.
The Black Swan. Black Swan. Black Swan.
It's absolutely amazing, Nathan. There are 2 things you need to understand about the apparent horizon. It's a function of geometry and refraction. Geometry and refraction.
Rumpus.
So it's not
Rumpus.
a geometric
Can
horizon.
I ask you a
It's a
question?
function of the Earth's geometry. And
There may
refraction.
be an echo if you have two
It's a
windows
function of
open,
geometry
Rumpus. Do you have
and
YouTube
refraction.
open?
It's not. I don't think
And
it's
I
Rumpus.
always told you from 2.5 years ago that the horizon was loomed as well as...
No, he didn't. That's an outright lie. So there he goes again. I'm going to have to
Rumpus.
stop him talking because he's lying to you. I went and trimmed out the section where I specifically asked how you knew the buildings we were talking about were loomed. And your answer was because of their position with respect to the horizon. You are lying.
That doesn't stop the horizon also being loomed, you twat.
Oh, so you weren't saying it 2 years ago. That was an outright lie. Now you're saying that doesn't mean that the horizon isn't looming with respect to the horizon. So you didn't say it 2 years ago like you're claiming. You're tagging it on now so that you can change what was a geometric obstruction, physically obscuring the Isle of Man, now a not actual position that's based on the geometry. You don't have the geometry to base it on if you don't have a geometric horizon.
I said the horizon was loomed, and I said...
No, you didn't. That's a lie. I trimmed it out, you lying bastard. No, you did not say that. You are a liar.
I said it elsewhere,
and... I don't give a fuck what you said elsewhere. You very specifically told me to go back to any debate during the Isle of Man, and I would find that you described, like you're saying now, that the horizon was looming also. So I did exactly as you charged me with doing. I went back to a random debate in the Isle of Man, and lo and behold, you're not saying what you claimed you were saying then. You were saying you knew the buildings were looming because they were moving with respect to the horizon. You categorically did not say, like you're saying now, and claiming you said then, that the horizon loomed with respect to the horizon. It's non sequitur now, and you weren't saying it then. You're just a liar.
I absolutely did say that.
You fucking liar. You're a fucking liar. I trimmed it out, you lying bastard. I've got you on record on a recent video from 2 years ago, having been challenged by you because you claimed it a week ago, that you'd always been saying the horizon looms. No, you haven't. You are a liar.
I have, yes, always said that, but I always...
No, you fucking haven't. You lying bastard. You piece of shit. You lying fundy. I've gone and got it. You absolutely did not say that. Now you're claiming you've always said it, and I've proven that to be untrue. You're a liar.
The quote that you've got is perfectly correct, Tommy. I'd say it again if you like.
No, you're a liar. You've just told my audience that you've always said the looming occurred because the horizon loomed above the horizon. A non sequitur that you absolutely have never claimed until now. And I've proven it!
I'll repeat the quote, Nathan. I'll repeat the quote now that you say you've got to me. I'll say it again. You can tell that buildings are loomed with their movement with respect to the apparent horizon.
So it's moving with respect to the horizon. So not the horizon moving. You've just debunked yourself with your own quote.
And the horizon looms?
No, he's just distorted to all fuck because he knows he's lost. Yeah, you've just read out the quote that I charged you with. You challenged me to go and prove that you'd always said the horizon was looming. Now you've just read out your own quote, and it makes it clear that you claimed previously that the buildings were looming, and you knew they were because of their position with respect to the horizon. That's fuck all to do with your now claim that the horizon, non sequitur, is looming above the horizon. It makes no sense. It's a non sequitur, and it proves we don't have a geometric horizon. So you lose, Rumpus. Who's got their mic open with their bloody speakers blasting in Discord?
Oh wait, there's some issues with the mic, Nathan.
Yeah, we've been trying to tell you, man, for a while. It's
mic.
been echoing everybody but you.
If it's working on your end, it's okay.
Well,
later.
yesterday he changed a setting and it fixed it right away.
It was
So
fine.
whatever he did
Tested it.
yesterday, maybe try that again.
Yeah. I'll say it
Stop. Have a taste of my ball.
I think Nathan changed the settings to default and it fixed
How many times have I got to tell you, fucktards? Don't give me production tips. Do you get it? If you want to run a show and worry about what's feeding back where, yeah, that's what's causing the issue. Whoever that wanker was. If you're a mod in the Discord server, find who's doing that and kick them out. Don't give me production tips. I do a sound check, you bunch of idiots. I don't need your help producing my show. What I do need Rumpus to do is recognise that he's lying. He is claiming he's always said the horizon looms. Well, if the horizon looms, it isn't geometric. And their maths is geometric, so he's lost. He's also lying because he didn't claim that. He's just read his own quote that makes it plain. We know the buildings are looming because they're moving with respect to the horizon.
It's absolutely fantastic quote. It's absolutely correct. And
the buildings are moving with respect to the horizon. So you did not make any claim that the horizon was looming with respect to the horizon. As you're saying you have always said, and you didn't say it in the only clip that I needed to go and get. Random video from when you told me you were saying it, and you weren't.
And a few minutes later, I'd have then said, also the horizon's looming as well.
Oh, right. Timestamp. Video number. Now.
Oh,
you stuttering lying fuck! Timestamp and debate number now, you lying bastard.
Well, I don't happen to have it to hand, but...
Oh, so you know you said it, but you just don't fucking happen to have it?
I prepared the diagrams which show this.
Excuse me, I've asked you for a time-stamped quote from the debate number that you've just said. You said only 2 minutes later. You're just a lying fuck.
I would have said it in the same time.
I would have said it. So it's gone from I said it, I challenge him to actually back it with a timestamp. He can't, so now he's saying I would have said it.
Do you remember me telling you?
Do I remember? Yeah, I went and got a fucking timestamped clip and published it where I prove you're a liar.
Do you remember me telling you?
Yeah, I do. I trimmed it out. I remember I went back as per your request because you claimed you'd always said the horizon looms. No, you didn't. I do remember. I've got it on record. I've also now got you flip-flopping between us having horizons that are apparent and horizons that are geometric and horizons that are apparent, and your claim that 2 minutes afterwards you said, oh yeah, it's the horizon that's also looming. No, you're a liar. If everyone can't recognise how massive a liar you are, you should be ashamed of yourself. You pathetic man.
The quote is perfectly fine. Do you
You're
remember?
a liar. You should be ashamed of yourself, you pathetic
Do you remember
weasel.
me telling you trees were looming?
You're a liar. You're a lying sack of shit. Everybody who trusts you needs to relinquish any contact with you. You're a disgusting liar.
Do you remember me telling...
Don't ask me what I remember. I've gone and trimmed out what you said. You didn't say the horizon looms above the horizon. You're a liar.
Not in that sentence, but in the next
Yes,
sentence.
so you didn't say it in that sentence. You didn't say it in the next sentence. You can't back your bullshit claim. You haven't got a timestamp. Apparently you might have said it afterwards, after declaring that you did. You're a liar.
I said it to you all the time. I was saying all the time to you, trees and things near you were loomed, and the horizon was loomed.
And the horizon's loomed. No, you didn't fucking say that. You're a lying bastard.
Not in that particular sentence.
So you didn't fucking say it. You've just spent this show arguing with me about the fact you've always said it. No, you haven't. You're a liar.
I say other things as well, you twat.
Oh, yeah, well, I say other things as well. One of them is this. Rumpus is a liar. He's barefaced lied to every single person in the Discord server and every single person who will hear this when it's published. Your side need to lie. And that's precisely what Rumpus is doing.
Blow out your ass.
Who's doing that?
Liar, liar, liar. Liar, liar, liar.
Yeah, it's the liar. I'm all for kicking him out of the server. Because basically he will just lie and misrepresent even things he's quoted in his past and make up new quotes that he hasn't said to get around all the positions. These people are disgusting.
Hey,
Why are we
Rumpus,
talking to Rumpus?
I've noticed you haven't even been able to keep a consistent position in the time in which you've been talking that I've been listening. So why would I believe that you've done so retroactively into the past? And you provided no evidence to the contrary. So
Well,
I vote in a affirmative from Nathan. Just kick him from the server.
I
That's
haven't
my
been
vote.
able to finish the sentence. That's why.
We heard you claim it was refraction.
I second that.
We heard you
Rumpus,
claim.
we've been listening to you flip-flop back and forth for the past half hour. Are you kidding? Rumpus.
I haven't been able to finish the sentence.
You have completely destroyed, annihilated your own argument.
I haven't been able to finish the
numerous
sentence.
times just today. Do you get that?
I haven't been able to finish a sentence.
How good of an argument would you make if you had 5 seconds to make it? It's ridiculous.
Well, normally 5 seconds is quite short, and normally about 10 I think would be quite good. So
You
here we
don't even
go.
get 2 seconds. It's a joke.
Right. Okay, so I've always said that everything is loomed, including the horizon.
That's a lie. That's a total and utter lie. Within 3 seconds of him saying it, he's lying to you. Whoever the Discord wanker was that's white knighting for him, that is a lie.
And I also said what Nathan quoted me as saying is that the way to spot that looming is also going on more easily than spotting the horizon looming.
He didn't say that. That's not what he said. He's now paraphrasing his own quote. That is not what you said. You are, again, lying.
The easy way to spot
That's not what he
is the
said.
fact
He's
that
now
buildings-
paraphrasing his own quote. The easy way, that isn't what you said. You always claimed the horizon was looming. I've gone out and trimmed a section that disproves that categorically because you're describing things moving with respect to the horizon, and now you're paraphrasing your own quote. You're a liar.
Your quote does not disprove me saying that the horizon is also loomed, you twat.
Sorry, it doesn't say that. It describes things moving with respect to the horizon. It categorically doesn't describe the horizon looming with respect to the horizon. It describes other items looming with respect to it. You've always claimed the horizon's looming above the horizon. Total lie. You've never said it. That's not what you've disclaimed. It's not what I went and found when you told me to go and look at the discussions about the Isle of Man. I found you using a geometric earth curve calculator to describe how much was obscured based on the geometry.
No, it would have used 7/6R to do it.
Sorry, 7/6R is a utilisation of the R value in a geometric mathematical calculation, though, isn't it?
And that counts as refraction, you twat.
Sorry, that is a R value in a geometric earth curve perspective omitting calculation, though, isn't it?
But allows for refraction.
So, allows for reaction is a yes, Nathan? Yes, those maths are geometric, Nathan?
And you can allow for refraction.
So he's not answering me. And you can allow isn't him conceding and saying yes, because it's our point. We've debunked that we have geometry. We don't have a geometric horizon, but you're utilising a mathematics that has a geometric horizon in it, you moron.
And this is what I keep on explaining to you. The apparent
horizon based on a radius value when using a geometric mathematical equation.
To work out the apparent horizon.
So to work out the apparent horizon, he's not conceding. He just needs to say yes. Yes,
Stop
when I
finishing his
use
sentences for me,
geometric maths.
You can work out the position.
So there's not conceding it. I'll just keep doing it. I'll keep sticking you on mute and repeating my point that you're not admitting to. You're walking past it and going on to the point that if you conceded that the and you're going to be doing something was and after the geometric maths that you're going to be utilising, even though we don't have a geometric horizon, a la the maths.
The apparent horizon is a function of geometry and refraction.
So we don't have a geometric horizon. If it's a function of geometry and we don't have a geometric horizon, then your geometry is useless because we don't have a geometric horizon. So why are you using
there are
geometry?
Two factors, the geometry and refraction.
We don't have a geometric horizon, moron. Are you going to walk past this indefinitely? Maybe call foul.
There is no geometry. Yes, there's no geometric horizon because you have.
Well, then why are we using the mathematics of a geometric horizon in your earth curve maths? If there is no geometric horizon, why are you using maths with a geometric horizon in it?
We're not using maths with a geometric horizon.
Yes, you are. Yeah, the earth curve mathematics is geometric. It's got an earth curve abstraction that's based on the geometry of a sphere. So you're lying about the mathematics that you use now.
The geometric horizon is for straight lines.
So we don't have a geometric horizon, Rumpus. I keep telling you. You keep appealing to this thing we don't have.
The calculations in the Earth curve calculator for the...
Those would be geometric calculations, though, wouldn't they, Rumpus? Those are geometry, though, aren't they?
That's right, they are. And they use...
Oh, we don't have a geometric horizon, though, so why would you be using geometric maths if we don't have geometry?
Well, you can't see the geometric horizon because of...
Oh, well, then we don't have one. You need to see one if you think we live on a sphere. You're calculating how much is obstructed based on that geometry. So you must have one if we're on a sphere. And if we don't have one, we're not on a sphere.
No, it's not based on the geometric horizon. It's based on...
Oh, it's not based on the geometric horizon. Yeah, your mathematics is based on the geometric horizon. Are you stupid? Don't you understand your own geometric maths? Don't you understand geometry?
The apparent horizon is not based on the geometric horizon.
Welcome to Flat Earth.
But the apparent horizon is a function of geometry and refraction.
Sorry, we don't have a geometric horizon. If the apparent horizon is a function of geometry, then we have a geometric horizon.
It's not the geometric horizon, which is based on...
No, we know it's not a geometric horizon, but you'd need one for your Earth curve model because the maths are based on the geometry.
The apparent horizon is a function of geometry and refraction.
We don't have a geometric horizon. So if it's a function of geometry and we don't have a geometric horizon, your maths is bunk.
The geometric horizon is based on...
We don't have a geometric horizon! How many fucking times?
There is one thing for straight lines.
We don't have a geometric horizon, moron. Your maths has one, but we don't.
If we didn't have an atmosphere, we would have a geometric horizon.
Sorry, if we didn't have an atmosphere, your mathematics doesn't have an atmosphere.
Yes, it does. That's what the 7/6R allows for.
No. The R is also a function of the geometric maths, isn't it?
It's a combination of geometry.
So it's a function of the geometry, a combination of the geometry. So I'm right immediately then. What you're calling atmosphere and refraction is a function of geometry.
No, there's geometry and then there is refraction.
So there is geometry then. So it is a function of geometry. Yeah, so there's geometry and yeah, that would be you admitting it and then hand-waving the fact that's my point. Yeah, so it's based on geometry.
Times,
so 7/6R, what you're calling atmosphere in an orthographic mathematical calculation, is based on geometry then. Based on R.
And refraction.
Based on R.
The geometry is based on
yes,
R.
so the geometry that you don't have, we don't have a geometric horizon, moron.
And then you add in refraction.
No, you add in the geometry of 7/6R to your geometric mathematics.
Correct, and that allows for refraction.
Yeah, no, not correct. Because for the third time, we don't have a geometric horizon. Only your maths has that.
Yeah, and when you add in refraction...
Yeah, welcome to Flat Earth. Not yeah and. Yeah, your maths has got a geometry. But we don't have a geometric horizon. Ergo, we don't have a sphere for an Earth.
The apparent horizon is a function of geometry and refraction.
We don't have a geometric horizon. If it's a function of geometry, it's a geometric horizon.
No, it isn't. The geometric...
No, it is. If it's a function of geometry, it's geometric.
The geometric horizon is for...
We don't have a geometric horizon, moron. How many more times have I got to keep telling you? You're telling me about what the geometric horizon is and what it does. That's only in your maths, mate. Only in your maths do you have a geometric horizon. We don't have one in reality.
Correct, we don't have a geometric horizon, but we have...
Yeah, well then welcome to Flat Earth. Your model and maths requires one.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't? So you don't have a physical edge to obscure things based on an R value? Welcome to Flat Earth.
Yeah, we do have an edge, yes, but it's based...
Oh, we do have a physical edge.
Wow.
So that would be based on the geometry then, and that would be your horizon. No, that's just your maths. In reality, the horizon's not a geometric edge.
You don't even understand the difference between a geometric
Did all the ballers
horizon
just
and
hear
geometry?
Rumpus say they have an edge?
Yeah.
So here we go.
They do have an edge.
Did all the ballers hear that?
Yeah. No, they must have an edge in the form of the horizon to block boats, to bend at altitude, to obscure buildings in the distance. They must have an edge. It's just not the horizon.
Not the geometric horizon.
You don't have a
Nice,
geometric
Rumpus.
horizon. Only your model has a geometric horizon. We don't have that in reality. Ergo, we're not living on your geometric model.
Correct, we don't have a geometric horizon, but we have...
That's correct, we don't have a geometric horizon. But your model has a geometric horizon, and that model's claimed to be the Earth that we live on, though, isn't it?
And the geometry and refraction...
We don't have geometry. We'd have to have a geometric horizon to have geometry, you moron.
No, we wouldn't.
Yes, we would. If we had geometry, that would mean we lived on a sphere. We don't have geometry, therefore we don't live on a sphere.
Flat is also geometric.
That's nice. Welcome to Flat Earth. You can start putting your efforts into the geometry.
Do you not see how ridiculous you look when you mute him every 3 seconds, Nathan? You look weak when you do this.
Who's talking?
Yeah, you look weak when you mute someone every 5 seconds when they're trying to make an argument. It's not a debate, it's like an interrogation.
Sorry, who's talking?
Yeah, I'm talking.
What's your name?
And this is a joke. It's not a debate show anymore, is it?
His name is Dark Star.
Yo, Dark Star. Do you think, Dark Star, that the horizon...
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with someone who's going to mute me every 5 seconds like you. It's a joke. It's not a debate. I'm not going to pretend it is one.
You're muting me. I started asking a question, you started talking through me, so you're fundy muting me.
I'm telling you, I'm not interested in debating someone who needs the mute button to try and win.
Mute. So do you think the horizon is the physical edge of a sphere for boats to go over and to obscure things in the distance and to bend at altitude?
I think this is a pretend debate show.
I wasn't asking about the show. I was asking about the horizon.
I'm telling you, you can't debate with Rumpus on a player platform, so you have to
White Knight, my
time.
friend. What you've done is you've held up your sword to defend Rumpus. Now you're fighting with me.
No, I'm telling you, you've got a joke of a debate platform, and you can't compete on a fair platform. That's why you stay in here in your safe space.
You're debating with me now. You're just not answering my question about the horizon and whether or not it's physical.
I'm not debating with you. I'm telling you.
Now you're talking through me. Now you're muting me again. Same question, and you're muting me again. I'll try again, unimpeded.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm not going to debate with you because you're a mute freak.
Yeah, you're muting me, mate. You're muting me.
Yeah, you need to mute people in debates. That's what I'm telling you.
I've heard you. I heard you say that. Do you want to say it 5 more times?
Well, I'm telling you why I'm not going to debate with someone who needs a mute button every time they try and argue with someone.
I'm not muting you. You're talking through me.
Yeah, but you're muting Rumpus every 5 seconds because you're weak and he'll beat you if you don't.
I'm not talking to Rumpus anymore. I'm talking to you.
Yeah, he'll beat you if you don't mute him, right?
With the last guy.
That's why you're muting him every 5 seconds.
You let me know when you're done.
Hey, Dark Star, don't worry about Rumpus. He destroyed his own arguments numerous times. Worry about yourself. How about that?
Yeah, you wouldn't know if his arguments were destroyed because he got muted every 3 seconds, Chocolate.
Nah, I heard all of it. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you heard like 5 words from the guy, then you got muted, and Nathan strawmanned him.
You to get into this. I'm trying to debate the subject with you. You've held up your sword as a white knight. Now you're in battle with me, but you're a coward and don't want to fight with me.
No, I've told you a couple of times. I'm not going to debate someone who needs a mute button to try and
You're now talking through me. Let's get it clear who's muting you. You're not being muted, but every time I try and strike up a debate with you about what the horizon is, you start appealing to how my shows run. Like the last guy. I gave the last guy an explanation for why Rumpus needs controlling. And I justified it and explained that I had heard his arguments.
Okay,
now
you look weak when you do that, by the way. You should know you look weak when you have to mute someone every 5 seconds like you do with Rumpus.
Through me rather than having the debate. So are you going to appeal to mute buttons when you're muting me? You're censoring the question that you're yet to answer about the horizon and its physicality, mate. Maybe you'd like to actually debate me.
I'm not going to debate with someone who needs a handicap like you do.
Did you just want a white knight for someone better at debating? Because you haven't actually.
I'm not white knighting. I'm telling you, you're weak, and it's obvious by the way you behave in your apparent debate platform. You don't debate here.
That's the 4th time. I've heard that 4 times. I'm weak.
I'm telling you, I'm not white knighting.
Yeah, I heard.
You have a joke of a debate platform.
I heard. That's the 6th time.
All right. Well, try responding to it then.
Yeah, I'm responding it by challenging you, the white knight.
I'm not white knighting. I'm telling you, you can't win in a fair debate, which is why you say it in your safe space and you mute people every 3 seconds.
I've heard it 7 times.
Yeah, but that's why you think you win. That's why you think you're right.
Let's see if it's true.
Yeah, let's see if it's true. Go somewhere else. Go debate somewhere else other than your own platform.
Debating you now, you're just too big of a coward to actually
with your mute button in your safe space.
You're debating me and talking
if I'm wrong, go show me I'm wrong.
Verbal diarrhea, right? Rather than actually take up the reins and argue about the topic, you're critiquing my show and me.
I don't argue with people who need a mute button.
You are arguing with me and I'm not muting you. You're muting me rather than answer the question about the horizon and its physicality. Is it physical or not?
Yeah, I told you. I'm not going to argue with someone who needs a mute button because
you're just not going to argue. You don't have an answer.
Get the fuck out of here then.
You're a fucking pussy.
Well, ask him why he has to mute Rumpus every 3 seconds. It seems like he's scared. He hasn't got an argument for him.
Pussy boy.
You have to handicap your opponents.
You're a pussy,
obvious, isn't it?
You haven't got a mute button to blame.
I'm a pussy. You're the one who has to handicap everyone who ever argues with you. You have to mute them all the time.
I'm not doing that, mate. I'm not doing that to you. I'm not doing that. I had to do it to Rumpus because Rumpus will talk continually through my rebuttals. I'm giving you an ample
so that's why you do it every like 3 seconds.
I'm in the middle of a sentence and you're talking through me. So you're muting me continually, mate. Projection. You're muting me every time you talk through me. I'm trying to have a debate about the horizon. That's the subject I want to talk about.
Would you call what you were doing with Rumpus a debate?
I don't want to talk about Rumpus. I'm talking about flat Earth.
Do you think you were debating with Rumpus about a minute ago?
Mate, I'm trying
you weren't,
to
were
debate
you? That wasn't a debate.
I'm trying to debate the subject and you're just obfuscating and ignoring the question.
No, you never want to debate. You want to interrogate.
I'm trying to do it now.
You don't have a debate platform.
Mate,
You've got a mute button that you lean on all the time.
Mate, you're contradicting yourself. You're saying I don't want to debate. I'm trying desperately to debate with you and you're refusing.
No, you pretend to debate.
I'm trying to debate with you. You're refusing.
No, you pretend to do it and then you mute someone when they start to make a good argument. That's what you always do.
Do you have a good argument?
Can you start?
What is he here for if not debating?
Well, I think it's funny.
I think it's funny all this time you've had to speak and you still have yet to make a point. All you're doing is complaining like a little girl. So maybe
no, I've made some solid points. They're just going past you.
Point
Did
like
we miss the good argument?
Yeah, he hasn't got one.
The platform matters. If you claim this is a debate and it's impossible to have a debate on it, then some people might get the false impression that there's a debate going on. 8 times.
Do you think we're deaf? Do you think we need it 10 times, you moron?
Well, I think you should try and actually have a debate platform rather than pretending to have one.
Okay. Is the horizon physical? I'll try and debate him. Let's see how well I get on.
No, I already told you I don't want to, dumbass.
That's an ad hom. Is the horizon physical? I'm trying to debate the shape of the Earth. Are you not interested in that?
All right, go try it with Rumpus. See how it works. Do you think you can do it without
I've done it.
every 3 seconds?
Now
You can.
but you're just a coward. So when you held up your sword defending Rumpus, you didn't actually want to get into a debate with me. You just wanted to.
I'm not defending him. I'm criticizing you.
Yeah, I know. That's not attacking the argument. It's an ad hominem. You're criticizing me.
I didn't come here to debate you. I'm criticizing your platform and your attempts to pretend you're having a debate.
Also, then you have no point, so then we're wasting our time talking to you.
I know. Rather than rather than challenging the argument, you're challenging me. That's the very definition of an ad hominem. So about that horizon, is it physical, mate?
Yeah, I don't debate with people who need handicaps like you.
No, you don't debate with me because you can't win. That's why.
Well, it'd be hard if I was going to get muted all the time like you're with Rumpus,
just
right? You claim you victory with Rumpus and you mute him every 3 seconds. It's ridiculous.
No, I'm debating with you now. You keep appealing to the treatment of someone else when I'm dealing with you. Now, you don't want to debate me. You've made that plain because you're a coward. And you want to appeal to someone else getting muted? That's not you. You held up your sword. Now I've put mine next to it. And you're saying, I don't want that. Well, what? What do you want to do? Just appeal to format constantly? No one gives a fuck. We've heard you 8 times.
Well, I think your audience should care.
Oh, really? You're my audience, shit for brains. You care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I want to debate the shape of the Earth with you. You just don't want to. You've made that clear because you're a coward and you can't debate.
Well, you want to have pretend debates where you meet people every 3 seconds and then say they haven't got a response for you.
Go on then, give me a response. Is the horizon physical, a la your geometric maths that says it's physical? Or
yeah, I'm not going to argue with you now.
No, because you're a bitch and you can't win. Like all of them. All you can do is appeal to the mute button. You can't actually debate with me. You can't actually win.
You want a moderator?
Why don't you let someone else moderate your arguments?
Do we have a
Why are you always the one moderating
this debate? No worries.
Hold
on. I can do that. Adam, are you there? Adam.
Are you gonna do the Rumpus? Or you want to do it with me?
Yeah, I'll moderate,
Okay,
bro.
no
When
worries.
Rumpus provides evidence for his claims that he always said
you don't, do you, Nathan?
what he was allowed to say.
So you don't want to moderate it with Rumpus. You want one with me, don't you?
Yeah.
You're a coward, aren't you? You don't want to debate Rumpus fairly.
Why are you appealing?
You're a coward, aren't you?
Sorry, you still think you're holding up your sword in front of Rumpus? I've fucked him off, mate. It's just you and I. Don't you get that? You don't need to white knight for him anymore. He's not part of the equation. It's just you and I. You say
he's
you
still
need a
muted,
moderator.
by the way, isn't he?
You're saying you won't debate, and now you're rumpusing me because you need a moderator.
He's still muted, though,
and I'm
right?
sorting you one out, and you need to be. Yeah, we definitely need a moderator.
It's still on.
Yo, chocolate. Can you step in a moderator?
Rumpus is still muted.
Can you step in and moderate this asshole, Rumpus? Chocolate.
I'm if you want it, boys.
I just need somebody to moderate him so he doesn't interrupt me. Maybe give us a minute aside. That's what he's asked for.
Well, I think probably the best point there, Nath, is if... Sorry, I don't know your name, fella.
Darkstar. Darkstar.
Sorry? Darkstar, yeah. So probably the best thing then is if we're going to have a debate, then start with Darkstar for him to make his initial point, which is related to the nature of the Earth as opposed to the structure of your show. So do you want to start with a uninterrupted minute, Darkstar?
Well, no, maybe for like the 5th time in a row. I'm not interested in arguing with someone who debates the way that Nathan does. I think he's weak. He constantly resorts to name calling and ad hominem attacks, and he has to respond to this every 3 seconds when he makes a point. There's no reason for me to dignify him with a real argument or debate on the subject. I'm going to hear it criticize his way of debating. It's pathetic and it's weak, and it's obvious to anyone with a brain.
Ad hominem. The point.
Yeah, so go unmute Rumpus and prove me wrong right now, Nathan. Go have that debate with him and let the other guy moderate.
This is goddamn.
Oh my God. Darstar, do you
It's
realize
not going to happen, is it? Because he's weak. He can't really have a debate. He has to lean on the mute button.
Yeah. I'd boot the son of a bitch.
Yeah, you know I'm right, don't you?
Hey, Darkstar, I can give you a moderation tip if you want one. Here's how it would go if I was the moderator. I would demand that Rumpus provide the example explicit of his claim that he's always made this type of claim, and that he wouldn't be allowed to speak until he provided that evidence, and so he would never be allowed to speak.
Yeah, he made that claim, didn't he? And what I demanded of Rumpus to Darkstar was that he go out and provide me with a timestamp and show number for his claim that he has specifically said the horizon looms above the horizon. Now, when I asked him to back what he stated quite explicitly as a claim he has always made, and I've already debunked by going and checking it, he said, "Oh, I'm sure I would have said it straight afterwards." He didn't give me a show number and a timestamp. He talked constantly while I was trying to get that out of him, but of course it's unreasonable. He's not getting heard, even though we've all heard that he made a claim that back in the day, after the particular bit I trimmed out, he also said the horizon looms above the horizon. I immediately demanded a show number and timestamp and he didn't give it me. So he's just a liar, mate. But you keep critiquing the way I treat this liar while you don't debate me.
It's not just him, though, is it, right? It's everyone. What about George, too? Would you do the same thing with George?
We're off. We're not talking about Rumpus anymore then. On to someone else.
Well, no, I'm talking about everyone that ever challenges you on your platform.
Who else are you going to white knight for? Is someone else? Is there a whole list of people you're here to white knight for?
No, I'm telling you, you're weak, and you have to lean on the mute button.
Darkstar's never had an argument.
That's why you can't debate on a fair platform.
Darkstar's never had an argument.
11th time. So I've tried to sort you out with the moderator to make it reasonable. I've justified why I've shut Rumpus up. He's a lying sack of shit. And I've demonstrated with examples how he's a lying sack of shit. I've even published examples of him lying like the sack of shit he is. So I'm not going to justify what I do with Rumpus anymore. I'm trying to debate you after you put up your sword to defend him. Now he's not here anymore. I've already taken his head off with my sword. He's a liar. Outright proven liar by me on this show.
Yeah, and then you won't allow him to give a response, will you?
Now you're here in the
3
ring.
seconds.
And all
you say he's a liar, and then when he tries to give you a response, you mute him.
Yeah, you keep appealing. That's the 12th time you've appealed to that.
He's
12
still
times,
muted, so it's a
same
joke.
appeal.
You're pretending to be fair.
Rather than debate me, you're going to appeal to the same shit excuse 12 times.
If you're debating on an unfair platform, you should say that, shouldn't you? You shouldn't pretend you're debating in a fair platform when it isn't
stuck
one.
record. He's got stuck record syndrome. All he can do, he's gone into panic mode, and all he can do is assert the same thing he came in with because he's got nothing beyond it.
Why don't you step up to the plate, Darkstar?
I've got no interest in going beyond it. I already told you.
We've heard that as well. We've heard that about 6 times too.
Why do I need to take the place of a guy who's on perma-mute? Why didn't you unmute him, pussy?
What did you do? You raised your sword, you stupid twat! What do you think you did when you put your sword up?
I haven't got mods, dickhead.
What do you think you were doing when you put your sword up and came off mute? You thought, oh, I can just put a few digs in and then run away like a coward bitch? What, now you're actually fighting with me? You don't want to be? No shit!
Darkstar, you asked for moderation. You asked for an independent moderator, and I gave you the criteria that he must provide the evidence for his claim before he's allowed to talk. So he can't be unmuted until he provides that evidence. So you have been defeated by your own asking the question for a moderation.
Yeah, that's a bullshit kind of moderation. You allow two debaters to speak. You allow them to challenge one another. That's how a moderation should be done.
No, listen. When a claim in contention, is continually the point, you must prove that claim before you can continue. There's no purpose to continue.
How is chaos moderation, Darkstar?
How is chaos moderation? How is interrogating someone and allowing them 3 seconds to respond a debate?
Darkstar, you're saying there should be no moderation.
No, I'm saying the opposite of that, you dumbass.
Darkstar, you're arguing that there should be no moderation.
No, I'm not. How have I argued that?
Let everybody say whatever they want.
No.
You're not listening to what everyone has already said, which is clear to the audience, just not you.
No, I get it. Yeah, the participant should be the moderator. That makes absolute sense. You guys are geniuses.
We banned you from every server because you've been a moron for 4 years. You've never been able to present an argument, ever. Not once.
Yeah, you have no idea who I am. You've never banned me from any server. You're an idiot.
Fog because you're a retard.
You have no idea.
You're down in the depths with the rest of the retards who are still using crap from 2015.
Just defend your argument. Just defend your position. Why are you so reluctant to defend your position?
Well, you haven't told. What's my position? Have I made a position? My position is that you're a shit debater and you have to lean on a mute button all the time.
So what?
That's my position.
So you're appealing to what? My 16,000 subscribers. That's a tiny percentage of people. It really is.
Yeah, you have a tiny channel. It's completely insignificant. I agree with you.
Mate, you're an intolerable person to have a discussion with because I'm in the middle of a sentence. So you're only appealing to my subscriber base. That's it.
What appeal did I make to your subscriber base?
It's so insignificant that you feel compelled to be here.
I'm trying to address his claim. Everyone else is talking.
No, I'm not compelled. I think it's funny. I told you that in the beginning. It's hilarious. And the idea that this is a debate is even funnier.
No, it's not. You're mad. You're mad, Darkstar. That's why you're here.
You sound mad.
You are here because you're mad.
No, you sound mad.
Because you are mad.
What am I mad about?
This flat Earth, it makes you angry.
Well, that's what makes Darkstar.
What is there to be angry about in people thinking the Earth's flat? It's not angry.
Guy is talking to him.
Constantly trying to stick around. You're mad about it. That's all it is.
Well, thanks for your suggestion.
And you won't even present an argument. All you do is sit here and defend people, but you will never ever present an argument.
I know you think I'm defending. I'm actually critiquing Nathan and his audience for believing he actually has a debate platform when he clearly doesn't.
Everybody, and you cannot put up a single argument.
Yeah, I'm not interested in arguing with you.
Then why are you here?
Doesn't it make you look?
Well,
doesn't it make you feel stupid that you've been talking to us for 40 minutes?
It is funny.
You have not presented
No, it's not.
one
And I've
thing.
never heard you laugh. I've never heard you smile. You're angry.
You would hear me smile through my microphone.
Nervous laughter. Nervous laughter. Nervous laughter. Good job.
So you never heard me laugh. When I laugh, it's nervous laughter. Okay.
You're a retard, Darkstar. We've kept you banned from 24/7.
I'm a retard. Are you the one who thinks the Earth's flat? And I'm not banned from. I'm not banned from 24/7. You dumbass.
Retard.
You're a retard.
Heckler.
You got any evidence?
Yeah.
Being a ball.
Heckler.
Darkstar doesn't have evidence.
Well, the burden of proof is on you to prove your position.
No, you're the one making
argument against the status quo. So why would I present evidence?
You're the one making the claim, Mongoloid.
What claim did I make, moron? Tell me.
No, you got the
Black Swan.
When did I make that claim, moron?
Black Swan.
Be clear when I made that claim. You told me I made a claim. Be clear about it.
The Black.
Oh, you disappear when you claim I made a claim, and then it disappears, right?
Are you saying you don't claim it's a globe?
Hold on,
Are you saying you're a globe skeptic now, Darkstar? Darkstar, are you now a globe
guys,
skeptic?
can you shut up for a second? One of you's got a horrendous crackly microphone.
Hey, Meme, that's you.
That's me? Okay.
Yeah. Darkstar. We have the evidence. It's the Black Swan.
What is the Black Swan evidence of? I'm glad you're saying it's evidence, not proof. That's an improvement.
Evidence and proof are the same thing.
Proof, you freaking knucklehead.
Obviously, they're not the same thing.
Modus Tollens, here's the proof and the charges against you. If P, then Q, not Q, therefore not P. If the Earth is a sphere with a radius of 3959 miles, P, then every horizon distance measurement must be no more than 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, Q. Not Q, because we got a horizon distance greater than 9.41 miles, therefore not P. The Earth is not a sphere. Over.
All right, so you need to cite the scientific article where it makes that claim, right? If you're debunking that claim, you have to cite it.
It's not a scientific argument, it's my argument.
So you're not making a scientific argument that you claim it's proof. How does that work?
That's correct. Modus tollens is not scientific; it's logical. Knucklehead.
Oh, so it's a deductive proof.
It's logical consistency proof.
Okay, is it inductive or deductive?
Wait. Aren't these the
Forms of
assholes
logic.
that now
Which
claim
one is
that
it?
science doesn't
Has
prove
to be one,
things?
doesn't it?
Now you're asking if this is scientific and does it prove something?
Yeah,
When
and I'm asking
nobody's claimed
QE.
this
Is it
fucking
deductive or
science.
inductive? Which one?
Are you fucking serious, Darkstar?
Bye, QE. I guess you gotta go, right?
I just gave the argument, brother. What is your response to the photo?
Modus tollens. Is that a deductive or an inductive proof?
You thought it was a scientific argument just a second ago.
Well,
guys
which
say
is it?
science doesn't prove
Deductive or
things.
inductive? You tell me.
Now he's gone into inductive and deductive. The argument was just set against you. What is your response? Why is the horizon behind 9.41 miles?
You need to cite the scientific element that is being disproved here. And if it isn't being disproved, then what are you disproving?
Oh, God. Hey,
wow,
what are you disproving?
You guys are struggling. You guys are
what we
struggling
got?
so
Science.
bad.
Science is the only form of knowledge fallacy.
He said it proof, right? So I asked him, is it inductive or deductive? He didn't know an answer for that.
It's a geometric proof.
It's a geometric proof, therefore deductive?
Geometric proof.
Okay, which form of logic is geometry in deduction or induction?
Nice dancing around the question, bro.
This is
I'm
just
not dancing.
obfuscation.
I'm not dancing.
pathetic.
He is. He's not answering any of my questions, is he?
It's pathetic. Why don't you just answer the fucking question then?
Why don't you
Just
stop
answer
white
the
knighting and let
question.
him answer my
Darkstar,
question?
why don't you answer the question? Why don't you answer the question,
Why don't you-
Darkstar?
Just answer the question, Darkstar.
I'm telling you, this
What
is
are
a
you scared
nothing
of,
burger.
Darkstar?
The floor
Scared of
is
your religion
yours,
being destroyed?
Darkstar. Answer the question.
I've asked him about 4. He hasn't answered 1. Why would I bother answering his question?
He asked you one first. Answer the fucking question. Unless you could just say, "Oh, I can't." You can always do that.
Yeah, it's a nothing
Go
observation. It's not a black swan. It's consistent with many other observations. This is not interesting.
He's retarded.
Wow.
Like, you're claiming it's a black swan. It's one of the many black swans. Like, how you're butchering that analogy so badly.
But
It's
he doesn't
hilarious.
understand the significance of the observation. He's just retarded.
Yeah, I know,
Reason
it's a
as
black
to
swan,
why
but then
the
there's like
horizon
hundreds of black
even
swans,
might
right?
be 9 miles away.
How many black swans are there? Just this one or many?
Darkstar, why is the horizon past 9.4
No answers,
miles?
guys. No answers
can't
as
answer,
usual. Well
Darkstar.
done.
The answer is many.
To
The
you.
If the
answer
answer
is
is many, then why
many.
call it a black
posed to
swan?
you.
Because you're retarded. That's why.
Oh, because I'm retarded. Great answer.
Let me explain it. Let me explain it. I'll explain it.
Well, I asked you a question. Why call it a black swan if there are
Here,
many?
give me the floor, and I'll explain it to you simply. The black swan argument only requires the presence of one. If there are many, it only doubles it down.
Okay. The black swan argument only requires one to do what?
Disprove
Negate the previous premise that only white swans exist.
No, not white swans. We're talking about a specific observation. What does it debunk?
God, he doesn't even understand the argument itself.
I'm challenging you, and none of you seem to be able to answer.
He
try?
doesn't even understand the structure of the argument.
Let me try.
Oh, I'm exposing your lack of an argument.
You'd have to be quiet for a moment, though. So the premise would be that all horizons are geometric. All swans are white. All horizons are geometric.
So all observations are going to be geometric.
Is that who is that? Who is that? Earthshaped? Who is it that's just making that racket? There's too many people to keep track of. I can't see who's destroying the show with their fucking horrendous mic.
No, it wasn't me.
I'm on the lookout.
Hey, Squatting Thunder Bear, come off mute and explain the black swan fallacy.
Hold on. This dude's asking a question which I've given him the answer to. The analogy to all white swans is geometric horizons.
Okay, so cite the scientific paper that says that all observations are geometric.
That would be the geometric Earth curve calculations.
All right, but it has an accounting for refraction, doesn't it?
It's still a geometric calculation that has a geometric horizon in it.
But it also has refraction too.
and it's a geometric calculation and has a geometric horizon in it. However, the black swan demonstrates that the horizon's not geometric. Now, the Earth curve maths is the assertion that all horizons are geometric, because in that maths, which should be, if we're on a sphere, always applicable, then we'd always have a geometric horizon, i.e. the horizon is always geometric if we're on a sphere.
Yeah, only if there's no such thing as refraction in an atmosphere, which there obviously is. So why are you ignoring that?
Okay, let's try that then. So you're saying it's refraction that we need to be accounting for. What kind of refraction?
See, I'm almost getting into an argument with someone who needs a mute button. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Oh, fuck
Nobody's
off!
muting
He asked you what refraction.
Nobody's muting you. I asked you what refraction is. Is that your cowardly
Yeah,
get
but I think you're getting close to getting triggered again. You're going to start shouting, aren't you?
Do you need me to repeat the question?
Atmospheric refraction.
Atmospheric refraction. What type of refraction? Obviously in the atmosphere. What type? Lots of different
Well,
types
it's your
of
claim, right?
atmospheric
How are you debunking something? I don't see how this is debunking.
It's your claim. You claimed refraction.
Chocolate, I don't need help.
Are you kidding?
Chocolate.
No, I'm reciting
now he's off, you see. I'm
scientific
trying to
status
repeat it.
quo,
Chocolate,
right?
you're
So
not
he's
helping.
debunking
Chocolate,
that.
when you do
this
that,
observation
when
apparently
you do
does
that,
that.
he does
I think he needs to
this.
establish
He does
how it
this,
does
Chocolate.
that.
So
There's some
that's
sort
why
of
I don't need
citation that
help.
shows that he's
Because he now
debunking
won't
something,
shut
doesn't
up. Thanks to Chocolate. Thanks a bunch, Chocolate. So the question, do you need me to repeat the question? You claimed refraction is the answer to this black swan image. So I'm asking, given that there are 5 different types, which type of refraction, please? Your claim.
Did you notice the crane is really bendy in the black swan photograph?
Sorry, just get you back on track for a moment there.
Yeah, did you notice that bendy crane? Why is that happening?
Just try and get you back on track again.
Is it something to do with refraction, do you think?
I'll just try and get you back on track. And we'll see if he keeps
Well,
saying
no
the
need.
same
I'm
thing.
asking you a
No,
question.
he's not going to let me get him back on track.
Bending?
He's decided it's
Why is the
verbal
crane
diarrhea
bending?
time. I'm not allowed to speak from this point, clearly.
No,
Hey,
I'm
why are you
challenging you.
muting me?
You're not entering
Why
the
are you muting me? I'll try and get you back on track.
Answer the question.
I'll try and get you back on track. Our argument was with...
Yeah, this is... No, Nathan, this is
you're
what you always
muting me
do.
again. Dark Star,
No,
you're muting me,
chaining
my friend.
questions and you're not allowing
muting
anyone
me.
to challenge you.
You
It's
are
typical of
muting
your
me
debating
again.
style. It's
You
weak.
are funding
And I'm not going to fall into it because it's bullshit.
Can I get a moderator? No one's helping me. He's just constantly talking through me. I'll try and get you on track again. I'll see if I can actually say it without interruption. Probably not, because he's got to mute me. So our argument is about the horizon, not the cranes. So let's not concern ourselves with the cranes. It's not what we are arguing about. I'll try and reiterate what the argument is about, given you were given it only about 10 minutes ago by QE in the form of modus tollens, and it described the geometric horizon in the argument. No mention of the cranes in our argument about the black swan, only the horizon. Now, your answer to that was to say refraction. Now, I've asked you what kind of refraction, and your answer is cranes. That's not a type of refraction. I just need to know what type of refraction we are talking about when you explain the geometric impossibility that is the horizon. What type of refraction, please?
Show me a black swan without refraction.
Oh my god.
What kind of refraction? That's your claim. We're stuck at the same point, mate. We're not moving on.
Yeah, just show me a black swan without bandy
Keep
cranes.
demanding things of me, and I'm trying to qualify the claim you made of refraction. Do you
The
know
burden of proof is
5
on you.
type-
You're the one making the claim here, aren't you?
No, you claimed refraction. You, not me.
You claim
Who's
this
doing
black
that?
swan
Mike,
observation
again,
is debunking
some
something.
asshole with a shite mic that's presumably not even talking. Close your mics, people. It's clearly a dialogue between me and this Dark Star dude. Clearly, everyone else needs to be on mute because you're just fucking up the audio. Dark Star, you've claimed refraction solves the problem of this picture and the modus tollens argument that was put to you. And I'm asking, what are the 5 effects of refraction? Do you know them?
Well, you claim refraction doesn't solve the problem, so why don't you establish that claim? Back it up.
Don't claim refraction. You have claimed it, my friend. Are you slow? You said refraction. I'm asking you what kind of refraction, or do you know what are the types of refraction or not?
I'm saying I don't accept this observation because there's clear artifacts of refraction throughout it. You should throw it out if you have a brain in your head.
I heard that. And now I'm asking, refraction, there's 5 different types. Which one?
Establish that refraction isn't causing this observation.
I don't know which one. What type of refraction? I'm not trying to disclaim it or prove it.
Well, it's up to you because the burden of proof. The burden of proof is on you, isn't it? So it's up to you to find out what kind of refraction is that's causing this.
Oh my God, constant muting. You're claiming it. What type of refraction are you claiming when you say refraction is the answer to the horizon's
what's causing the cranes to bend so much? Is it not refraction?
Right, this is round in circles again. I'll try again. The argument was put to you with modus tollens, and the argument was about the geometric horizon. I started off by asking you about whether or not you believe that horizon's physical. You said you didn't want to debate. Now we're into you defending this picture with refraction. And I'm asking you, for about the 5th time, what type of refraction are you referring to? There are 5 types. Do you know the 5 types, first of all? Yes or no?
I think it's bendy crane refraction.
That's not a type of refraction, you fucking moron. You fucking moron. Do you fucking morons think that bendy crane refraction is a type of refraction? You complete fuckwit.
Well, there's a bendy crane in that picture. Why is that happening?
A type of refraction, you complete fucktard.
You sound upset.
Yeah, because you're a fucktard. Bendy crane refraction isn't a type of refraction, you fucktard. I'm just pointing out you're a fucktard because of your stupid assertion that we've got fucking bendy crane refraction. That's not a type of refraction.
Why is the crane bending?
You're just fucking stupid. Dark Star, you're a fucking stupid idiot. That's not a type of refraction.
You're the guy who thinks the Earth's flat.
Sorry. You claimed refraction, and when I asked what type, you said bendy crane refraction because you're a fucktard.
There's clearly refraction in that image. You have to be crazy not...
Fucking bendy crane refraction? You moron? Is that the
bendy
type of
crane
refraction, you
refraction,
moron?
that's it.
Yeah, what's clearly going on here is you don't know what refraction is. What are the 5 types of refraction?
That there's clearly refraction in that
what
image,
are the 5
bending
types?
the crane, distorting the image, and you're claiming this is a great proof.
I've heard it.
When it's laced with refraction,
we're not deaf.
Do that. You should throw this out.
We're not deaf.
Don't be a child.
I heard the first 6 times you said it. Now I'm asking you, what are the 5 types of refraction? Go.
Are we doing a quiz now?
Yeah, you said refraction. Now it's a quiz to see how big a fucktard you are. Do you know what refraction actually is? What are the 5 types of refraction, given that you've claimed it, you fucktard?
Well, you're the one claiming this is a black swan, so why don't you establish that first?
So have we now established that you don't have the slightest idea what refraction is and the 5 types of it?
It's an important observation in any sense, so why would I give a shit about the questions you have?
You're not listening, you're now talking through me and muting me. So can we now firmly establish that you do not know the 5 types of refraction, even though you're
getting bored of the argument, mate. You need to establish this is a real black swan. You haven't done that.
There he is with his mute button. He's being demonstrated to be stupid, so he's got to talk through me. I'll try again. Let's see if he talks through me again, because he's obviously losing. I'll try once more. Can we now firmly establish that you, Dark Star fucktard, does not understand what refraction is, because you can't list the 5 types?
I'm not going to play a quiz with you.
So you don't know what the 5 types are?
Well, I asked QE a couple of questions. He didn't have any answers.
No, don't try and wiggle and worm away from the fact that I'm asking you.
You boys don't answer questions, so why should I answer yours?
Hello, I'm asking you what they are, and you don't know.
I'm telling you, I don't give a shit about your questions.
Are you going to get a concession that you're thick, or are you just going to talk about something else?
No, I don't think the Earth's flat, so I'm not as thick as you.
Red herring obfuscation segue. Yeah, I've asked you what the 5 types of refraction are, given that you've claimed this picture is explainable with refraction, and you don't know what they are. You're a moron.
I'd say there's clear evidence of refraction. You seem to be denying that. I don't know why. Maybe it's got something to do with your bias.
Yeah, okay, there's clear evidence of refraction, yeah. What are
is there refraction in that image? What do you think?
What type? What type of refraction?
Is there refraction in that image, though? What do you think?
And what is it? What type?
Well, some type of refraction, enough to...
Some type of refraction? Is that like bendy crane refraction? Is some type of refraction a type of refraction? You fucking moron. That's not a type of refraction. Some type of refraction's the words of a fucktard. That's you.
No, it's bendy crane refraction.
Some type of refraction. Yeah, there's 5 of them, and you don't fucking know them because you are mentally retarded.
No, I don't think the Earth's flat.
No, you don't know what refraction is, even though you're claiming it as a result for this picture.
Bendy crane refraction.
Yeah, that's not a type of refraction. You're a moron. Bendy crane refraction. I say in a nice, slow Dumbo voice, so you get how stupid you're sounding. Nah. Bendy crane refraction, not type of refraction, mate. Hello? Sicko? That's not a type of refraction. Hello?
Well, you sound smart this time. Good job.
Yo! Fuckwit! Bendy crane refraction is not a type of refraction, you moron. You are just stupid.
It's just flat Earth shit, Nathan. Don't cry.
Not just flat Earth shit. You claimed refraction, not a flat Earth shit. That's also not a type of refraction. You just don't know what refraction is, because like all of the other globe heads who just go, refraction, you don't know what it is.
Just like QE doesn't know what modus tollens is.
Sorry, he knows what modus tollens is. You don't know what refraction is. Given that he's given presentations on modus tollens, formulated a logical consistency that's got you parroting refraction, and then being asked what it is and you don't know, I'd say he's got a pretty good understanding of modus tollens myself.
Is modus tollens a deductive proof or an inductive proof?
Is bendy crane refraction a type of refraction or something you just made up?
I didn't think so.
I didn't think so either. I've never heard of bendy crane refraction, especially in an argument about the horizon, but there we go.
Yeah, I know, but you're an expert in logic, right? So modus tollens, deductive or inductive?
Sorry, we're talking about your claim of refraction. All you're doing is flapping like a complete fundy. Flap, 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 flap. Talk about something else, because I've been challenged to back my bullshit, and I can't. So, you don't know what refraction is? Why would you claim refraction if you don't even know what it is?
You're an actor, Nathan. You're playing a part bullshitting people.
Another ad hom. Yeah, I am. I'm a trained actor. That's correct. Yeah, used to make money begging on the street juggling. That's correct. Fire breathing. All sorts of crazy shit. What in unholy fuck does that have to do with your claim that refraction solves the black swan?
No, you're a bullshit artist and you're lying to people for money on the internet. That's what you're doing.
Hey Nathan, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead. He's absolutely been.
I'm very confused, so I'm just trying to clear things up for myself. Is he trying to prove that refraction is the cause of horizons?
I just want you to tell me what the importance of this nothing burger actually is.
Oh, we did. We went through modus tollens. QE read it out to you. Was really concise. I then explained that the analogy would be that white swans are always occurring geometric horizons a la the maths of geometry for a sphere. So it's been explained to you how this disproves the sphere-Earth geometry, given that the position of the horizon is a geometric impossibility based on the limitations of Earth-based geometry. So it has been explained to you really concisely.
Yeah, you're just strawmanning people like you were with Rumpus earlier.
It's not straw man, it's modus tollens. It's not logically fallacious, it's logically sound.
You don't know anything about logic.
It's modus tollens. It's a logical consistency argument.
Just say it over and over again. Modus tollens, black swan, flat earth proof, blah, blah, blah.
Really good observation, but can you answer the question? You start fucking walking around a fucking... Oh, can you just answer the fucking question?
No, he can't. None of them can. Do you think this fundy moron who's here to
he's bullshitting people and guys like
talk through me every time I pipe up? Do you think he's got an answer to the black swan? Of course he hasn't. He doesn't even understand it. He's
parroting her argument unthinkingly.
He doesn't understand what he's rebutted me with. He doesn't understand what refraction is. He's stupid. He's not going to know an answer.
Don't know what modus tollens is. Don't understand black swans. Yeah.
Yeah. What's refraction? What's refraction? What are the 5 effects of refraction, Darkstar?
Which type of logic is modus tollens?
What are the 5 effects of refraction you claim debunks the geometric impossibility that is the black swan picture? What are the 5 effects?
I vote we terminate him.
It's useless.
Yeah, Darkstar, how about you be a man of your word and character and actually follow through with your threat to not debate him?
Gladly, I'll stop right now, AI.
Oops. What? Stop right now when you've lost? When I've demonstrated that you don't know what refraction
he invited me to be a man of my word and not argue with morons like you. I'm going to take him up on it.
I thought he'd stopped. Just a liar like Rumpus. No, you haven't stopped. I'm summarising how badly you've been pummeled, Darkstar. Shut your mouth. You don't want to debate me? No, that's because you have, and you've lost. We got to the point where you claimed refraction, and just simply by asking what refraction is, you had to ask us what type of formatting modus tollens is. Talk about what QE did a few years ago. Claim he didn't understand logic. Yeah? You don't know what refraction is. That's your defence to this claim by us with modus tollens. You don't know what refraction is. So you've lost. You've had your ass handed to you based on your total ignorance of the very claim you're making. Refraction. You don't know what that is, mate. That's why you're flapping all over the place, saying you don't want to debate me when you're in the middle of a debate that you're losing. You're as stupid as Brenda.
Yeah, that's an L, Darkstar. Just accept it.
Well, you know about taking L's, Chocolate, so I guess you know best about that.
Oh, yeah, I know. Right? When we all just listen to you fumble and flap around, right?
Bro, you're a retarded cheerleader. Get off his dick, you
no
pussy.
answers then. Just
I know, right? What's refraction? What's the type of refraction we're talking about?
I'm still
Darkstar?
confused. I could have sworn I heard him arguing that refraction is the cause of horizons, not globe edges.
Well, that's not my position. If you look up the scientific opinion on how refraction affects horizons, you'll see that there are apparent horizons and geometric horizons, right? So this is the long-term scientific status quo that you guys seem to want to deny for some reason.
That's wrong. No, that's just wrong. We don't have apparent and geometric horizons. There is only one horizon. So when you detail how it's scientifically being explained that we've got two of them, no, you've got a fundamental misunderstanding about what a horizon is. We've only got one of them. It's claimed to be geometric. It's claimed to be the edge of a sphere. We haven't got
Who says we only have one? You, right now?
We've only got one horizon. That's just a fact.
So there's no such thing as an apparent horizon, just written about in the literature for no reason.
Why all
right?
of a sudden do we have to talk about all these horizons? We didn't talk about that.
Well, if you
before.
want to talk about science and what you're apparently debunking, maybe you should focus on what's actually written in there.
Oh, is this science, is it?
No.
Science, is it, Darkstar?
Well, go read up about it. You might learn something.
Science? You've said it's science. Is it science? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, it's written in the scientific literature about horizons. You can read about it.
So it's science then, according to you?
Are you going to do the QE scientific method loop?
I'm asking you a simple question based on something you've just said. You said it's science. Then you've explained that it's science because it's in scientific literature. And I'm saying, are you sure it's science? You sure?
Well, I mean, a flat earther wasn't saying it. Would that make it science?
Sorry, don't ask me what would make your claim science. That's called a burden of proof reversal fallacy. I'm asking you about your claim when you said the word science. Is what is written about horizons scientific or not? Do you know?
If it comes from a credible scientific source, then I'd say you should give it more credibility than the rantings of a moron like you on the internet who knows nothing about science.
Sorry, that doesn't answer my question. Is it science or not? Simple yes or no. Yes, it is, or no, it isn't, is all I'm asking for.
Whether there are geometric and apparent horizons? Yeah, I think it's established in scientific literature, yeah.
So it's science then, according to you? Not established in scientific literature, but is it science?
Oh, you're getting wrapped up in language again, aren't you? Like just like Sleeping Warrior does. You get focused on the semantics of an argument rather than what's behind it.
Sorry, I'm just trying to establish if what you said is true or not. You said it was science.
Yeah, it's written about in scientific literature. It's more valid than the shit that you come out with.
I just want to know if it's science or not, and you still yet to answer. Yes, it is science, or no, it isn't science. Which is it?
Well, no. Do you see Ireland from St. Bees like you claimed?
It's onto a segue. Red herring. Is it because
is
you've
that scientific?
Time for a few red herrings, right? It's just
is this observation about black swan scientific?
Yes
you have a lot of arguments that aren't scientific, Nathan. That's interesting. So argue about science all the time.
It's constant rumpusing now, right? No opportunity for me to talk unimpeded from now on, right?
You're a bullshit artist, Nathan. Just admit that.
No, I'm just not going to get a chance to speak unimpeded.
You're a bullshit artist.
Why are you rumpusing me? Why are you muting me? So
you're a bullshit artist.
You let me know when you're done, and I'll ask my question again. You let me know.
I've still got a couple of questions for you. You want to answer some of them?
Well, you've already made a claim about scientific literature.
I bet you don't want to answer any questions.
So, I'm trying to respond. Not getting a chance. I'm getting muted.
I muted him.
Try again. I don't want to mute him. I'm intentionally absolutely not going to mute him. He's not been muted, and he's not going to be. But every time he interrupts me, I'm going to point out that he's muting me, though. So, is this written document about the horizon science or not? Yes or no? Yes, it is science. No, it isn't science. Which one?
It looks like he's gone.
Oh, right. Ran away like a pussy bitch. What a shock. Anyone want to add anything? Otherwise, I'm going to round out the after show.
Nice toe tag for Darkstar. Rest in peace.
With that, I'll say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you who tuned in on the Nathan Oakley premiering stream for hopefully smashing the super chat, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. Be sure to check out nathanoakley.com and the Flat Earth Debate Forum to keep up to date with the community debate. A massive, enormous thank you to all of today's Discord and G Plus panels for making this after show possible. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!